We are live. What'd you get up to today?
Ran some more errands, walked around outside for a bit, enjoyed the weather. It's nice again.
Oh man, it's pretty fucking hot
Cleaned
out
my.
here today.
Oh yeah, what's it up to?
Yeah, it's like in the low 90s, but after like just weeks and weeks of beautiful weather, it's like the 90s here.
Yeah, that's
But not too bad, all things considered.
sure. Could be worse.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're around 75, 80 today. It's 50 degrees right now. So
That's what's up.
what'd you get up to
I'm
today?
posting this, blasting off. I worked for most of the day, and then I went out real quick to see if I could get some tortillas from Trader Joe's real quick. Maybe some seltzer water because I'm running low. So I was like, just get a couple things, maybe some snacks, and then I got there and like beyond packed. It was like 5 o'clock. Like I worked until like 5, and then when I went out there to go you know grab a couple things, it was as busy as I've seen it. And I feel like when it's that busy, there's just like a higher propensity of people being fucking idiots, like being just very inconsiderate in the parking lot, and I can't help it. So I'm like, I'm not even gonna try to park and go get stuff because I know if it's bad here, it's gonna be horrible inside Trader Joe's. So I was like, nah. I have like an hour before the show starts, so I'm just gonna go home, and maybe after the show's over, I can go there like before closing, and then it won't be very busy at all. What's funny? So like I've lived in this place for God, a long time now. And when I moved in, like, I have a roommate, and sometimes I'll use like some of their forks or whatever, but I like never use their plates, and I only eat out of like Tupperware and shit. It's a very like you know, I want to say like sort of like a dirtbag kind of lifestyle. You know what I mean? But
Minimalist.
what
Let's go minimalist.
let's go minimalist because of Tupperware thing is a perfect container to eat out of because
Yeah,
it's flat like a plate, but it also has edges like a bowl.
yeah. I mean,
And
if
if
I
you
have
don't
something
finish it, you just put a lid on it, and now you got leftovers.
and you don't have to dirty a plate. Yeah, no, I
Yeah,
get it. I do that too. If I cook something in bulk and I just want to eat a little bit of it, I'll just grab it because it's only me, so it's not like I'm
exactly.
polluting it for somebody else. So
So like that's what I do, right? And but so like I never bought any that I eventually bought some like because I was borrowing, just I would just use the sort of uh I would use like the house forks, spoons, knives, and then I just bought a couple for myself that look a little different. But I never bought any cups because I would always just like if I was out like would I if I would go to Starbucks, I'd bring home a cup, and then now I have a cup for like a while, gets a little nasty, I get a new one, you know.
hmm
For a while, I had one of those like cups that are like a Starbucks reusable like thing, and it just got so like it got so filthy that I just threw it away because it was like pretty gross. But beyond that, I've never had another cup until the other day. I because I stopped going to Starbucks because they got rid of the matcha lemonade, which is my go-to thing. Uh, like they have it, it's just more expensive. It doesn't taste as good, so like why bother,
hmm
So because of that, I was like, all right, like unless I go work at Starbucks, and there I get the to go cup. That way, I'm not like being wasteful getting it to, or I get they have cups now just for there. There's a whole long way of saying I found myself having no cups. Wanting to drink water, I only drink water out of water bottles basically at this point, like when I'm walking and stuff. So then I was at Target and I bought a cup, and it's just like one of these ones that's like insulated. It's got a spoon, you know,
Nice.
a straw. It was, like $10, but it was worth every penny. Now I'm living that cup lifestyle again.
Yeah, yeah. You're on your way to a Stanley Cup.
Yeah. Although I don't really fuck with Stanley. I got this my big thing is my Yeti water bottle that I got for Christmas one year. This thing is a tank, So I'm more of a Yeti guy than a Stanley guy, bro.
Gotcha. Yeah, they make good products. Yeti.
Shout out to Yeti. Shout out to Stanley. I think both American companies. I don't know. Let me see. Hold on. Let me see where this is made. Designed in Texas, made in China.
Oh
I love when they
shit.
put the designed in as if like that matters. Like, oh, we somebody thought of it here. Okay, this one's definitely
Some
China. This
guy.
one was too.
Some guy in
Where is this
Austin.
made? Yeah, definitely China. That's crazy. Yeti try to pull a fast one.
For real.
I've seen that a bunch where they'll put designed in America, but then like manufactured elsewhere. We're like, but that doesn't mean anything.
Yeah. What does that mean? That doesn't mean shit.
You employed
Someone
one
had
or
to,
two guys in like a corporation, like in a corporate like sort of thing, but you're not building the thing here.
yeah. Some dude had an idea for a cup in America. Wow.
It's like made in America, good. I mean, like this is just for us because we're Americans or whatever. Obviously, if you're not here, it doesn't really matter. But I love union made. You know, if I see that, it's like it's worth the extra. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I have
Yeah.
some hats that are union made. Beautiful.
Yep.
Look at it. This is made in USA, but I got some other hats union made. Every time I wear them, I just feel like I'm a better person.
I don't even want to look at this hat. I don't know where it's made.
Bangladesh.
My old eyes. I can't even find it. Vietnam.
Dang. But you know, any political hat that's worth anything,
Yeah.
union made.
My
Oh,
Bernie
this
hat, made
my
America.
Bernie hat, made in America, but I don't think union made. Interesting. The I have a Chapo Trap House hat, union made. But then
What
yeah,
about
a lot of them are just like made in Vietnam, made in
what about your
whatever.
Teddy Fresh hat?
My Teddy Fresh hat, designed in Israel, made in China. When I'm talking about like a past tense, like it's not a thing. But when they first announced the tariffs, they were talking about how it was going to be like devastating for that business, for the Teddy Fresh business. And I'm like, oh man, thank God for small mercies. Like the one industry I really don't care if it completely crumbles would be that
The
one.
Teddy Fresh one. Yeah.
Yeah.
In fact, I'd prefer it to crumble.
I forgot to hit send on the Blue Sky message, so it's sent
Oh,
now.
damn, dude.
We got some people out. Hey, say what's up in the chat if you're in the chat today. See who's rocking with us, who's vibing with us. But yeah, oh, you know what else too is I went to go to the hardware store yesterday because one of the little like plastic screws that keeps the toilet seat to the toilet bowl, it broke. And so I was just like, oh, let me go grab one of those. And I wasn't sure 100% where to look. And normally if I walk into that place, oh, Sophie said, what's up? What's up, Sophie?
Hey, Sophie.
I hope you're having a good Friday. When I go to the hardware store, every time I walk into this one, as soon as I go in there, they're like, you need anything? You need help? You need anything? Can I help you? You find anything? So like, I love going there because it's like, as soon as I walk in, I'm just like attacked by people who are willing to help, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And yesterday, I guess it was just too busy because I walk in and there's like nobody. So I just like casually browsed the entire store and finally it was like, oh, there's the plumbing on, like, it's like a not part of the main store. It's like on a separate thing. So I walked over there and I found the part that I needed. And I was just like looking because there was like different types of these like little toilet bowl fastener things. A shout out to my guy Dio.
Hey, what's up, Dio?
Peace in the chat. But it was it was just like we live in a country, like we talked about this with the chips thing, you know, like the potato chips, where there's just so many options for things that like you probably don't need that many options for, you know what I mean? And that was one of them when I was like really having an internal debate about like which toilet bowl screw should I buy? Like which one of these, like is there any qualitative difference between this one and this one? Like probably not. And I ended up just getting the cheapest one because, like, I don't care. Like, it's
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Yeah, yesterday my buddy he needed a ride. The last 2 days, my friend needed a ride in the middle of the day to go. His car broke down, so I had to go take him. I had to pick him up, and then I had to go drop him off to get his car. But it was in Manteca where I grew up, so it was like really weird to just like the second time I actually had to drive through Manteca because the traffic was so bad up on one freeway, so I was just going to drive to the other side of the town and go to the other freeway. And it was like, it's been so long since I've been there, and now only like 20 minutes away. It's been so long that like the streets were the same. Things looked vaguely similar, but like I felt like so disconnected from it for like the first time like ever. Like where I'm just like, this is like a completely different place than I'm used to. And then I was thinking about how it's been 20 years since I graduated from high school, which is when like I would have lived there last. And I'm like, God damn. And I got a thing on Facebook because like on Facebook, are you part of a group that's like the class of whatever year you graduated on Facebook?
I'm not on Facebook, but I was back in the day.
So like on Facebook, I got a thing that was like, oh, 20th anniversary, but we're not having a 20th year anniversary. They're having every school in Manteca, and there's like 4. They're having a big reunion that is for 3 different years of the high school. So like 04, 05, 06, or whatever it was, might be 05, 06, 07, like that. And I was just like, why would they do that? You know what I mean? Like, and I was talking to my cousin about it, and he's like, well, they do that some years when like the older classes, when people age out of like, there's less people, so you just you cast a wider net,
They're all
just,
dead.
like 20 years, it seems like a little low, except for like, I bet it's just like the same way that like people would have died out and like, so they're just not going to their reunions. I think it's a similar dynamic where people just don't give a fuck, so they're not going to their reunions, so they're still casting wider nets, I bet 10 years are always popping, and then after that, it's like, no, not anymore. Because everybody's on Facebook, or social media, TikTok, Instagram, whatever. Like, if you want to connect with somebody that you knew in high school, like, you would have done it already. You don't need to, like, go back to this thing.
Yeah, I think it was like a 25-year one, maybe 25-year one. I got reached out to by the organizer to come. And I'm like, I live in Montana. I'm not flying there for a high school reunion. That's crazy. Like, why would I? That's like a $600 plane ticket or something. Like, to go to a high school reunion? Are you tripping? And she was, she was gracious, but I was like, man.
Yeah. Dio says multiple year, multiple schools. That's just a random people in an age range at that point. Exactly. And like the first year that we did it, that I went to my 10-year reunion just out of curiosity. It was like a weird experience, where like everybody's faces I had not seen in 10 years, but I kind of vaguely remembered them, just like from my peripheral view. Like nobody that I actually knew or talked to. There was even this one girl who, like, when I was going to the place in the elevator, she was like, "Oh, Ramon, how are you doing?" I was like, "It's so nice to see you." And I was like, "Oh, nice to see you too." I had no idea who it was, nothing against her. I didn't recognize her at all. And I'm having a conversation with her. I'm trying to figure out, like, she clearly knows me. So like, let me try to like see if I could talk my way through this, see if I can get something out of it. And then we keep talking, and she goes, "Guess what I found the other day?" I'm like, "What?" She's like, "The drawing that you gave me." And I'm like, "What? Who is this?" Like, I don't know this person. But I was doing a lot of drawing, so I was probably giving away to everybody.
Yeah, for real.
But I was.
I'm sure that would happen to me if I went to one. They'd be like, "I remember you from so and so," and I was like, "Yeah, man. Hey, how you doing?" Like,
you've had some things that would have affected your memory in the intervening years, though. You know what I mean? I have a mind like a steel trap.
Well, that's debatable.
No, it's very true. I'm extremely strong-minded. but yeah, that was the forgotten someone's name conversations are high stakes, says Dio. Dude, one time I did this at a con, and I told the dude about it, so I don't mind sharing this story. But I was at a con, and like this guy comes up to my table and he has a box of donuts. So I kind of like go like, "Oh, what's up?" You know, because he's looking at me. He's like making eye contact. I'm like, "Oh, what's up?" He clearly knows who I am. So he starts talking to me. What are you working on? I'm like, what are you working on? We're like going back and forth. He's like, you want a donut? I was like, absolutely, I want a donut. So, you know, he gave me a donut. I'm eating, I'm talking with him. And he's like, oh, okay, I'm going to go talk to like Matt Rosenberg. I'm like, okay, sweet. He leaves. And I'm like, could not figure out what that guy's name was. So I was like, fuck, man. So I kept like kind of staring at him, like when he wasn't away from, like when he was like away from me, like a few tables down. I'm like, why is he looks so fucking familiar? I've talked to him, we've hung out before, but I do not know his name. It's killing me. So then, like, I'm down hanging out around like the booths or whatever, and I see him, and he's talking to David Brothers, my dog. So I go up to David, and I start just like I kind of like enter into the conversation, make it a group conversation. Like, what's up, guys? How's it going? You know, blah, blah, blah. And I go, oh, Dave. Oh, David, I didn't know you knew. And he goes, Ryan? Everyone knows Ryan Cady. I'm like, Ryan Cady.
I know Ryan.
Yeah, everyone knows Ryan Cady. And I was like, fucking hell. I'm like, it was killing me. I didn't tell him, but I was like, it was killing me that I could not remember this motherfucker's name at all. You know? But I was able to like finesse it out. And I'm like, oh, of course. Yeah, yeah. And I just moved on. Like, you know, I poker faced it. Like, they could not have known that I didn't know his name. And I know they didn't know because like 2 years later, I told Ryan that story. I'm like, it was you had me in a very compromised situation where I really wanted the donut that you were offering me, but I couldn't remember your name. But I knew you, but I didn't remember your name at the time.
I did. I had to do that the other day. I was at a party, and someone was talking to me. This woman, and I know I knew her from somewhere. I didn't remember where. And then she started talking to me about like canvassing and shit for some of the DSA people, and I'm like, oh, that's where I know her from, the DSA.
Yeah.
And then she's like, I'll put my name in your phone so you can hit me up. I'm like, cool, here you go. And she put it in. I was like, oh, cool, Rachel. Yeah, totally. Clutch. I was like sweating.
Yeah, there's like little ways to get people to like say their name, you know. I feel like in conversation they come to me, you know. Like right now I'm blanking on how to do it. But like, you know, like that Ryan Cady one was like the all-time worst because it wasn't like it just happened and then I felt a little bit bad. It happened and I dwelled on it for like a full day. Like I could not. I was like, I think I even asked somebody who was next to me, like when he walked away, I was like, hey, do you know who that guy is? You know, and they thought I was kidding, but I was like, I genuinely do not know who he is.
You can't be expected to remember everybody's name.
Yeah, you know what? Cons though, when I was in my prime going to cons like once a month and shit, I was shockingly good at remembering just like fans' names when they would talk to me and like come to my table and stuff.
Yeah.
It was like, you know, and even now I've kind of surprised myself where I'll like be like, you're blank, you know? But yeah.
I had that quite a bit on Free Comic Book Day. I had people who came last year I hadn't seen in a year. And I would just be like, hey, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I forget your name. And they were really cool about it. Like,
yeah, most people I think are like understanding. I don't think anybody really cares about that. That's why though, like when like I met my God, now I'm blanking on this motherfucker's name. Ryan Sook. I met Ryan Sook, and I love Ryan Sook's art. And I met him at this WonderCon that was like super, or not WonderCon. It was Big Wow Comics Fest in San Jose. It was super dead all weekend. So I went up to him and I was like, "Oh, what's up, man? Like, you know, I'm a huge fan." And I started talking to him about like I was reading some of his older stuff, and like if you know Ryan Sook's older stuff, he used to draw like Mike Mignola, and then like he became less stylized.
Oh,
like,
I didn't know that.
Yeah. He used to be like kind of a Mignola clone, you know. Like a little different, like a little less stylized than Mignola, but that was like this. That was how he started. So
Sure.
I was talking about that. Like, what was that transition like? And he told me he was working on a Batman book, and he had drawn like half of it, like Mignola would. And then he was like, "Oh, I don't like it. So let me just like he talked to his editor about, can I redraw some of this stuff? And the guy was like, oh, I don't know, you know.
Yeah. So this guy's
But
flaking.
but he was but you know, it looks so good that I think they were like, okay, that sounds good, you know.
Yeah, well, he's amazing.
But that was like, it was like a very deliberate choice to not do that anymore. But we had this nice conversation, and then I'm like, oh, I'm an artist. He goes, oh, you know, Ramon, I bought his sketchbook. It's sick as fuck. He drew a Kyle Rayner on it for me, and you know, that was it. But it was maybe like a 15-minute conversation. And then at the end of the weekend, not like that day, but like a day later, I saw him as I was leaving. I was like, oh, you know, I just said hi, you know, hi, thanks again. And he goes, oh, you know, hope you had a good weekend, Ramon. And it blew my mind because at that point I was pretty new to doing cons, and I was like, how did he remember my name when, like, you know, he was kind of busy. I was dead for most people, but he was like, he had a solid little, you know, thing. But I was like, that's crazy. So I always try as hard as I can to like get that, because I know it means a lot, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard. Some days it's easier, you know,
Yeah.
depending on how clear my head is. I try to, if I meet somebody, I try to repeat their name back to them.
Yeah.
Like, oh, it's nice to meet you, Steve. And that way, like, hopefully it catches.
Yeah, I hope if I start doing cons again at some point that like I haven't completely forgot everybody, because it was nice when I would go up to Portland once a year, and I would like know a certain amount of people that would come to me like once a year, and like same with Seattle, same with whatever, you know. It was always neat. But I don't travel, and like the likelihood of me traveling more as like FAA regulations are loosened and airplanes keep falling out of the sky is a little lower.
Yeah. Not looking forward to that. I don't think I'll
Yeah.
be getting on the plane anytime soon.
I you know, I would if it was the right thing, but I'm like, I don't know. Like, I'm not, like, let me put it this way: I'm not going out of my way to go to, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
I was thinking
if
about for
somebody,
Portland this year. Like, I go to Portland because it's so short, but anything
yeah,
above like 2 hours flight, I'm just like, I don't want to do that. Like, it's just.
our friends out in Memphis kind of asked if I would go. You know, like Danny, he was like, "Would you?" And I was like, I would like to, you know. And if you
Yeah.
guys wanted to bring me out, like, I would definitely do it. Would do whatever you need, you know, like to help out or whatever. Like, if you think that it would be a good idea, I would go. But I'm like, the thought of flying, it's just like, I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
I've gotten so used to not having to as well. But Memphis actually is like, it's such a chill con. It's so nice that I was like, just to hang out with you guys, it would be fun.
Yeah. I haven't been on
Oh,
a plane since the pandemic, so I don't even know what that would be like.
my boy Dio says, the other day I just realized that my one tattoo has a 13 on it, and I was like, I guess traveling to the States is out of the question for the foreseeable future. I literally thought the same thing because I have a rose tattoo on my arm. Is it? I can't see it. Anyways, I have a rose tattoo, and that's the other one of the things where they're just grounding up anybody who's dark skinned or, like, you know, Mexican looking, Latino looking with any kind of tattoos like that, and they'll just be like, oh, well, that means something else. He's got a scorpion and a rose tattoo. That must mean he's in Tren del Agua. It's like, no, it doesn't. It means I love my mom.
Crazy
Yeah,
times.
shit's wild, man. I said, you see that they locked up like the mayor of Newark today?
Yeah, I saw that. It's crazy. I saw the
That
clip
shit's,
of it. I don't for trespassing, but he was outside, or they were outside. I'm not sure.
yeah.
It's like pretty blatantly corrupt and illegal arrest.
I wasn't checking our message, but it looked like Ibrahim is out today. So,
Cool.
it's all good. It's on us. I told Ibrahim like last night. Well, we were both kind of busy. Like, I was finishing up a cover and some pages, and the basketball game was going to be on. It's funny because like you said that, and it's like, well, I would like to watch the basketball game, but like because you had asked me like, you want to just move it till tomorrow, And I was like, I don't, because I want to keep our schedule as good as we can. But I do know that some people like when we do it on Fridays as well, you know?
Yeah.
I never,
I saw
but
that you were talking to J-Pop about it in the Discord about like maybe not wanting to do it because of the game, because he had asked you.
yeah,
So I was like, well, let me be proactive. I don't want you to feel obligated to do it.
the plan was to put it on a second screen, knowing that they were likely going to get blown out, which is what happened.
Yeah, it's probably for the
So,
best we didn't. We need you in a.
oh, I was actually in a fine mood. Here's the thing.
Okay.
If they get blown out and Steph Curry's playing, I'm a little heated, right? But right
Yeah.
now, it's sort of like, what can you do? Like, you hope to win a game, but it's not likely you're going to. Like, the value of Steph Curry on a basketball team is enormous. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
everything
Like I
is built
told you.
around him. Like, they don't
He-
have they don't really have like great shooting. Or like the guys can't get open by themselves.
Yeah.
They don't have great playmakers. They don't have great like they're good. They're pretty good defensively, but then things can go awry very fast. So
Yeah. You have to play such a perfect game to win that way.
right. And so like they even had like a nice little like it got within 7 in the third quarter. So I was actually like, we might win this one. And then they switched out Kuminga, who had kind of like locked in. He had a good game
Yeah. Good
for
boy.
Moody. And what did I tell you? I said this team will go as far as Moody and Podziemski get. Like that's their ceiling, right? If those guys are good, that team has potential to be really good. If they're like fine, it's whatever. If Steph Curry's on the floor, fine, they're good. If they're bad, they're a mediocre team. But if there's no Steph Curry, they're a bad team. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
I have
like
to say,
yesterday,
whenever I've watched the Warriors this postseason, Moody has not impressed me because I like
dude,
Moody.
he's been awful. He's
Yeah, he's been
not
good.
impressed with. He's been a detriment to the team.
Yeah.
I was losing my mind yesterday because he put him in, and I'm like, okay, like you have to put him in, like you do, but because like you can't just keep like saying like we don't have those guys or whatever. Like you need him to play because if the game's lost anyways, what if he starts to figure something out again? Then that can flip the series.
Yeah.
So you don't want to just ice him out completely. That's like a JJ Redick thing to do. You're like, oh, I got no guys except for 5 of them. That's stupid. That's just dumb.
Yeah.
So, anyways, we lost, but I was like, you would think I'd be tripping out. I was actually chilling. Like,
That's good.
And I think I told you, like, my nephew, I picked him up from football practice, and I just worked over at his place for a little bit when the game was on, and we were just hanging out. We were like just laughing. You know what I mean? We were just like at the mistakes, or like we were both like hyped over Pat Spencer. He messaged me today telling me that my other nephew called my boy Pat Spencer a random. He was like, "Can you believe this? He doesn't know ball." Because I'm like, me and my nephew are such big fans of like low level players, you know.
Yeah.
If a low level player shows me something, he's my guy for life. You know that.
Totally. I know that. What was the one white Holland? Was he from Holland or Virgins or the big white blonde hair dude that you loved for a bit? He was like a power forward.
Jonas Jerebko. I wasn't a huge guy on him. Oh, Smilegeach.
Yes, that guy.
He did show me something, but then he showed me that he was ass after that. He kind of hit that Moody ceiling. Actually, him and Moody got drafted the same year. But yeah, Smilegeach was my guy.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And right now, as you know, Post is my guy.
Post is your guy, yeah. Those weird eyes.
Yeah, Post is my guy. Looney has been my guy for years. You know that one too.
Mm-hmm.
Gary Payton was my guy when he first came in. I was like, oh, I like this guy. I like his energy. But then there are guys who are just not my guys. You know what? What's that?
Jordan Poole was your guy. I know he's a higher pedigree.
He wasn't. I was gonna say he wasn't really my guy. Like I thought he was cool, but he wasn't really like my guy like that. You know, he was a high draft pick. He was supposed to be good. You know.
Yeah, there was that one dude. He's the power forward that was from Michigan State who had to.
He was my guy, Eric Pascal.
Yeah, Pascal. I thought he was going to be something for a while too. I was like, this guy might actually have something there.
He had a year where it was like they were grooming him to be the next Draymond without the emotional distress issues.
Shut the assaults.
Like Draymond, if he was like I didn't want. I was gonna say like how like when you get a dog that's from like a bad home versus a good home, it was like a less traumatized version of Draymond. But but then as soon as I started saying it, I was like, that feels wrong. I feel like a
Yeah, yeah,
because Draymond, Draymond's a fucking great, like,
he is.
outside of the basketball court where he can be a little bit erratic. He's a great guy in general.
Yeah, and he's a Hall of Famer. So
Yeah, he's a Hall of Famer. I didn't mean to be disrespectful at all. But anyways, that's basketball. That was the NBA. The NBA playoffs this year have been incredible, just from like an entertainment standpoint. It sucks that Steph got hurt because I thought when they started that game that the Wolves kind of had nothing for him, like defensively.
yeah, you need 30 to win. If you don't have him, then
Yeah,
it might be over.
Jimmy's still hurt. Draymond is, he's in a whirlwind right now. Moody's
You never know.
not
Maybe
playing
Kuminga.
well.
Maybe this is where Kuminga steps up. He grows up.
I think it might. Yeah, we'll see. I just want them to, if they can get another game, just if they get one more game. I don't even care if we lose this series. You know what I mean? Like it might just be not a great year for us. But if they get one more game, then we have not got gentlemen swept like the Lakers. That's a win. You know what I mean?
Go. Yeah, do better than the Lakers.
Yeah, that would be a beautiful thing. But the all of the playoffs, like the road team wins right now, and like the two on the East Coast, like nobody could have predicted that. Where it's like the two best teams of the year are getting smoked by the Pacers and the Knicks. Whoa!
Yeah, I didn't realize Darius Garland was so important.
He's not that important.
Well, I guess he is because they're getting boat race without him.
I know, man. It's crazy. It really is nuts. I mean, like a lot of those games are finishing on crazy sequences. Nobody's getting boat raced in those games.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Like,
yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
But then, and then on the Celtics thing, that one is so enjoyable.
Oh my god, dude! I watched Phil Simmons today. I watched it. Yeah. Well, you got the one with him and Joe House and Big Waz.
Okay,
because they were like, dude, he was like, who are the guys that are still around that you would trust in a series to be like a closer? And he started listing off names.
He didn't
say Tatum, and then Joe House is like, he left somebody off. He's like, who? He's like Brunson, and he's like Brunson. He's like, yeah, Brunson's going into Boston and like destroying all your dreams and hopes. And Bill Simmons' face, Bill's just like, just calm down, Joe House. And he was his mood went from like here to like, he didn't want to talk about it. He waited till like an hour into the show to even mention it.
It's fun watching the Celtics lose, even though, as you know, I'm a big Celtics guy. It's fun watching them lose because, one, they play an annoying style of basketball, which is predicated on just shooting threes. Yeah, and that's annoying. That's super annoying. And it's like the thing that I think people are starting to finally understand the value of Steph Curry, because it's not that he shoots a lot of threes. It's that he gets everybody else open to get like easy baskets because he's so good and the threat of him is so big. And then yes, once things start breaking down, then he'll shoot threes and he makes them more than anybody else.
Yeah.
But it's
he makes
not like
them all over the court too. It's not just like one spot where it's like, oh, that's Steph's spot. They're all Steph's spot.
The Warriors with the Splash Brothers, with both Clay and Steph, were not great because they shot a lot of threes. It's because they shot really good threes, Yeah. So that I like that people are starting to realize that. I like that people are sort of fraud checking last year's Celtics title.
I've been saying that for a year now.
You've been beating that drum, and I'm not one to go like, well, look at that person was hurt, you know what I mean? Like that's just how the game goes. But they put themselves in a bad situation by getting owned like this.
Yeah, I would say if it's like one series, it'd be like, oh, like Steph's hurt, okay. But if you have every team you go against is missing like one or two of their best players, and you march all the way to the finals, it's like, man, I'm sorry, I can't take you seriously as a powerhouse, as a juggernaut. Like you have a chance, but when people are just saying, oh, the Celtics, it's a lock, and I never saw it as a lock.
Yeah. Well, it's fun though because it's like they're annoying style of basketball, and it's also ESPN is in Bristol, Connecticut, New England sort of northeastern sport, so they love the Boston Celtics, like the ESPN does, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then you have the Ringer, and it's Bill Simmons. He's like a fanboy for the Boston Celtics. Then you have Barstool Sports, which is another like Boston thing. And so it's like the three biggest probably like media outlets for sports, either if you're like a douchebag chud, like because you like the Barstool Sports, or if you're like a fucking dumbass lib because you like the Ringer, or if you are just like a regular sort of boomer ass dad with cable, then you have ESPN. So they're like every type of dude is being sold on the if you have HBO Max, you cannot like open the app without seeing the fucking ad for a Boston Celtics TV show for a team that has won 2 championships in my entire lifetime. And I'm supposed to be like, oh, they're the greatest. They're like the Chicago Bulls. They're not.
No, they're
not.
Like
the Bulls. They're not like the Lakers. They're not even like the Warriors. You know what I mean?
Since the Miami Heat have been since the Heat have been in existence, we've won more titles than them. You know, only by 1, but we've won more than them. We've only been around for like 40 years. They've been around for like the beginning of the sport. It's like
it's like it's sort of like America talking about how they had all these W's in like the 50s, like when they fought like World War II. Like, okay, that was a long time ago. But in Vietnam, L. Iraq War, L.
Afghanistan, L.
L.
Second Iraq War, L.
Boom. Like you've been collecting L's ever since, and I'm supposed to be impressed by like fucking Bob Cousy dribbling up the clock when nobody knew how to fucking play defense? No, dude.
Those are Jim Crow titles, man. Those are not
American military is coasting off W's the same way that Boston Celtics are like, you know, it's the same thing. Like they had their 3 random ass championships. 3?
2.
Yeah, like 2 random ass championships.
Yeah, the big 3 one, and then this, and then one last year.
Right. So like,
before that, it was fucking Larry Bird.
Like an '80s one, but no, they got the Bird ones, right?
Yeah, they're like
3, 41. Yeah, I mean that was pre-Jordan.
Yeah, Jordan was right at the end. He came in right at the end of it.
Yeah. So, anyways, it's annoying to see them hold up this failed empire all the time, like, and I'm supposed to be impressed by it because they got this fluke ass W last year.
Yeah.
No, I'm not impressed.
Yeah.
Speaking of New England sports, by the way, you watched that? Did you watch the Pablo Torre? Did you watch it?
Yeah, I did. I watched the whole thing.
Convey to the people watching what's going on with Bill Belichick.
Bill Belichick is dating. He's 70.
Who's Bill
75? Bill Belichick is the former coach of the New England Patriots, widely regarded as the greatest coach of any sport of all time.
No, false. Not that.
I mean, I don't consider him. I consider Don Shula to be a better football coach, but people hold him in such a.
Bill Walsh gave him the playbook on how to make. He studied.
We would say that
he was under the learning tree of my guy Bill Walsh. So that's all.
You would say the object of the sport is to win the game. You play to win the game, and the most wins is Don Shula. He has the most wins. So they're just simple math. I'd say Don Shula is the greatest coach, but it's debatable. Regardless, it doesn't matter. He's a great coach. Won 6 titles. He's like almost 80 years old, and now he's the head coach.
You're talking about
Bill Belichick, Bill Belichick, and now he's the head coach of the University of North Carolina Tar Heels college football program, and he's dating a 24-year-old named Jordan Hudson.
Yeah,
and she has basically done a corporate takeover of his entire brand essence
of his
life, and she is by all accounts a lunatic. It is fascinating.
So like last week, this clip went viral. I would play it, but my computer is like not doing well with that right now. But last week, a clip went viral where they were doing some sort of like NBC or ABC or CBS interview, and they're asking questions like it was like supposed to be a puff piece. They're just going like, "Hey, this guy that people love because he used to be really good at coaching football, like he is." Like he's taking on this new job. It's exciting, a new stage in his life. And so they're talking to him, and like he's sort of become like a cuddlier guy. Like when he was a coach, he was like a hard ass, like a dickhead, really.
Yeah.
And since then, like he'll show up in like shorts and like a Hawaiian shirt. People are like, oh, look at Bill Belichick. We love this guy now. He's like a cuddly guy. But then yes, he started bringing around this hot like 20-something-year-old girl, and so then people were like, what's going on with this? You know. So then they had an interview where they were talking to him, and the guy who's doing the puff piece was like, so, like, how did you two meet? And from off screen, she goes, no, we're not doing that. And apparently even in the thing that they aired, it was like this 20-year-old girl named Jordan is like telling
with 2 O's.
telling us that we're not allowed to like ask him questions about their personal life, but like not because it's private, because she wants a reality show. And she wants to win like the Miss Maine pageant. And did you see at the end of that story where it was talking about how like so this girl, she's dating Bill Belichick, who's like super MAGA, friends with Trump, right? The last guy she dated was super MAGA, like this other old guy who like has thousands of wine reviews.
Loves Trump.
Loves Trump. He like hates Trump's wine. He said his ass.
Well, he kind of gave 4 stars though. His 4 stars sounds pretty good though, right? I mean, that
4 stars is great, dude.
Yeah. So I gave
Phantom Menace 4 stars last night. You know what I mean?
That's class. It's a banger.
Yeah,
it's a great movie.
Dude, Phantom Menace went so hard. We watched it
last
night. We watched Phantom Menace, and every time I watch that movie, it just takes me back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like George Lucas, like he was halfway there. Like he could have went full Avatar mode and made an absolute all-star banger. Star Wars fans would have still hated it, you know?
Yeah.
Because people still hate Avatar. So it's like, it is what it is. Like, they're wrong, but people don't like Avatar. Yeah. But he almost made a fucking absolute banger.
Almost.
And it's underrated. Except
for
really like real movie heads like you and I, we know that Phantom Menace is the one.
And we had so much fun watching it last night, the whole group of us. It was just
it was cracking
it really was. It was cracking up. I don't know if we're gonna I mean, I know we joked around about watching Attack of the Clones. I don't know if
I have no interest in watching Attack of the Clones or Revenge of the Sith?
Yeah, Revenge of the Sith, yeah.
Okay, yeah. I always forget the name of that.
I kept calling it Clone Wars last night, and then today I was like, oh no, it's
that's the cartoon.
Attack of the Clones. Yeah, that's the cartoon. There's just so much Star Wars shit.
When I saw the second movie in theaters, I remember I despised it. I thought it was fucking terrible.
Yeah, it's
terrible. And then by the time the third one came out, like the progression was, the first one comes out, I'm in the 6th grade. It's one of the greatest movies I've ever seen. It's part of the greatest summer of my life. You know, I've oft talked about it. Lots of free sodas, lots of tuna fish sandwiches, Pokemon on Game Boy. You know what I mean? I'm having the greatest year of my life, right? Or summer of my life. It in my mind, to this day, greatest summer of my life. Type in chat if you can remember the greatest summer of your life. Leave in the comments below if you know the greatest summer of your life. But that was mine, right? Movie comes out, it caps off what was an all-time banger of like a run, right?
Yeah.
I didn't know that everything after that was downhill.
You could just stay in that moment.
It was a scant 2 years before 9/11. So.
Oh wow.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Think about that.
Yeah, I remember.
It was
not a care in the world, you know. We were
Clinton
untouchable.
Was president pre-George Bush.
Yeah.
We're having fun.
The economy is booming.
Bill Clinton's getting the heady under the table. We stand Monica Lewinsky though. Fuck Bill Clinton.
Yeah, fuck Bill Clinton. We love Monica.
Yeah. We rock with Monica.
Yeah, Monica.
We like a bad bitch.
Even at the time, I remember when I was young, but I was basically an adult. I was like, what, 98 or 2000? So I was in my 20s. I just remember like this poor girl, she was getting a raw deal, you know.
You
like
thought
this
that
old dude. Yeah, because I'm like, well, what's the big deal? Like, why is she getting grief? He's the president. He's lying about it. He's the one the people should be giving shit to. She's just, you know, a young girl, you know.
Yeah.
I
was a big Gore head at the time, to be fair. So
for sure.
You know, I was rocking with Gore. He invented the internet.
He really did.
Yeah. Gave us Napster, basically.
He would, you know, if he would have been president, we wouldn't have global warming right now, you know.
Well, we'd have less of it.
For sure.
I do believe that, and we'd have like 1 million less dead people in the Middle East too.
More than likely.
Probably more than likely. But unfortunately, post Phantom Menace, the world went to hell.
Yeah. So anyway, back to Jordan Hudson.
Well, hold on. So the second movie comes out. I see it in theaters with my aunt and my brothers. And I'm in theaters going like, "This is ass. This sucks." But that movie came out like what year? What was that? You said it's Attack of the Clones.
Yeah, Attack of the Clones. I'm gonna guess
that comes out 2002. So now think about
2002. Okay.
2. Yeah. So the movie comes out 2002. I'm in theaters now. Grant, this is post 9/11. I'm jaded at this point.
Sure.
You know what I mean? I've seen death. I've seen destruction. I've listened to System of a Down's Toxicity. I've listened to Slipknot's Iowa. I'm woke. I'm grown up. I'm an adult now. You know, I
Hmm.
understand pain. This movie trivializes it, so I'm out on Attack of the Clones. Or yeah, Attack of the Clones. Is that what it is? The Droid
Yeah.
Wars? Anyways. So then, so then 3 years after that is when it was every 3 years. That was the deal. That was the gimmick. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? So then 3 years after that, now I'm a damn senior in high school, bro. Now I'm fully sort of I'm an atheist, you know. I'm no longer just like an Al Gore head. I'm fucking
Oh,
rocking with I've I was rocking with John Edwards at this point.
that's your boy.
Not, well, I
The rub and
was
tug.
but they swift boated John Kerry, who I didn't fuck with either. I was a Howard Dean guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're
I
going
was
to
all in.
Minnesota. Yeah,
I was
Michigan.
all
Yeah.
in on I was on the Dean train, brother. They gave me this corporate goof, John
Yep.
Kerry, and he lost. He ate shit, right? To fucking Shrub, right? So I'm out. Like I'm pissed. I'm angry. At this point, I have a mohawk. You know what I mean? I'm wearing faded Slipknot shirts. I have the pulse of the maggots. So that movie comes out, and I'm like, dude, let me see a real fucking movie. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
2005. Let me see what movies I'm watching in 2005. This is an interesting. You know what? Because 2005 is 20 years ago. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? That movie is 20 years old. Maybe we should watch it. Actually, interesting.
I
That
mean,
could
I've
be.
never
You
been
know
able to
what?
get
That could
through
be
it by
kind of fun.
myself, but let's I'm willing to give it a shot.
We
I
could
mean, we have fun
skip
just making fun
Attack
of
of the
stuff.
Clones. We could
Are you
skip
talking about
Attack of the
Seth?
Clones and just go straight to the fucking Revenge of the
Seth?
Sith.
Yeah, I'm down.
That would be
We know what
crazy as
happens. They
hell.
fall in love, they bang. You know,
I get the
I
idea.
don't
Do
think
they
anything
bang in
really
that
happens in
movie?
it. I think so. I think that's where they fall in love, right? Isn't it?
Wouldn't it
Because she's pregnant.
be crazy if
She's pregnant in the last one.
it would be crazy if Lucas had a full on he shows hole, he shows penetration. Okay, so let me tell you what movies come out in 2005 that I'm watching instead of that movie, okay?
Mhm.
Um so Attack Revenge of the Sith comes out. We got Brokeback Mountain. I didn't see it. I saw it last year though. Beautiful movie. At the time
Yeah.
though I thought too gay. You know what I mean? Not that there's anything wrong with that. Just for me, I can't be seen watching Brokeback Mountain. At the
Yeah,
time, I
you're
was
a young
homophobic.
man. You're toxic masculinity era. That happens.
Yeah, I was in my homophobic, toxic masculinity era for sure, for sure. Oh, Batman Begins, I'm loving it, loving it. Even though I thought the first
Yeah,
part
man.
was kind of boring.
That's
Once he
crazy.
becomes
Thing that
Batman, he
movie
has
is
that
that old.
velvety cape. 20 years
Yeah.
old that movie, and Christian Bale could still don that cape today
Yeah.
and probably be a show-stopping performance. You know what I mean?
Yeah. He's aged well.
Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, dog shit, don't care. V for Vendetta, you would think I would like that movie, you know, as a
Hmm.
young man who's angry, but I always thought it was a little cringe. Did you like that? Did you like V for Vendetta?
I like the book. I have the book, but
Oh
the
shit.
movie. I don't know. I don't remember much about it except for Natalie Portman getting her head shaved.
Sophie says, "Let's do it." Darth Vader, all caps. Although I know that he's barely in that last movie though. And then she said, "Yeah, episode 2 is where Padme and Anakin flirt and fall in love, and it sucks." Well, you know, I'm a
Yeah.
romantic at heart, so maybe that could be interesting, but I also just don't care. Oh, Sin
I'm cool
City.
either way.
Okay, that was my
Okay.
movie of the year in 2005.
Yeah. That was
You know what I mean? I
the
was not a V for
best movie.
Vendetta guy. I was a Sin City guy.
Yeah. That movie
Fantastic
blew
Four
me
came
away.
out.
Which one? The Jessica Alba one?
Constantine came out.
I like
Yeah, but
Constantine.
Jessica Alba had a year in 2005, huh?
That's when she was popping, right? I mean, that was after Honey Baby or Honey or whatever that movie was called.
You think Honey is what popped Jessica Alba?
No, but I mean that's around that era, right?
Probably.
I don't remember what popped her off. I just remember all of a sudden there's this new beautiful woman all over the place.
Well, she was in Dark Angel, that show. She was beautiful in that. I thought she was a babe in Dark Angel. You ever watch that show?
No.
It was incredible, and she was a babe. So Sin City was my shit. Constantine came out that year. Okay. King Kong, War of the Worlds. What a great movie, War of the Worlds.
That's a great
History of
movie.
Violence, didn't see it at the time. House of Wax, didn't see it at the time. Wedding Crashers, saw it in theaters. Didn't like it. Walk the Line was another movie that I loved at the time. Because I was a big Johnny Cash head. You know what I was thinking about watching? This movie Jarhead that came out that year too.
The Jake Gyllenhaal one about the Marines?
The Bubble Vato. Yeah, there's some interesting movies that came out 20 years ago. Hard Candy, you ever see that one?
I've heard of it. It sounds familiar.
It was
maybe
Homeboy from Juno, Elliot Page. They tricked Patrick Wilson into like Patrick Wilson's a pedophile, and then he goes there, and then Patrick Wilson thinks he's gonna smash, and then he gets fucking killed.
That's
like a young, pedophile sort of revenge movie. Capote? Oh, Devil's Rejects. Devil's Rejects was my other movie of the year that year. So you get an idea of who I was. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Of what I was about. You ever seen Devil's Rejects?
No. Nope.
Shockingly good movie.
I know you and Tam love that movie.
Surprisingly. Yeah, I do. We do.
Talking about it. Never seen it.
Lords of Dogtown.
I just never got into Rob Zombie. Just fucking irritates me to no end. Just the idea of him.
I should watch some more of these movies that came out in 2005 that I haven't seen yet. I'm seeing some that I'm like, this could be fun to watch. Have you ever seen Domino? Tony Scott?
Yes. It's with
pretty fun watch.
Freddie Murphy? No,
Keira Knightley, I think.
Keira Knightley, that's right. I don't know what I'm thinking of. I'm thinking of something else. But yeah, I've seen that. It's where she's the bounty hunter, right?
Yeah. She was like a
Mickey Rourke is in it.
Model bounty hunter or something. Yeah, she abandoned her life as a model to become a bounty hunter. Anyways, Bill Belichick. Well, Sophie says best movie of 2005 is Red Eye. Dio says Natalie Portman year. She had one movie. How is that Natalie Portman year? You're tripping. I fuck with Constantine because I was comics ignorant. Oh, okay. Oh, wait, you know what? Portman would have had two movies because she was in V for Vendetta. But I don't put... Yeah. Listen. Shout out to Natalie Portman, but she was in two ass movies. She was in Star Trek Revenge of the Sith, which sucks. I'm assuming I haven't seen it. And then V for Vendetta, which is cringe. I'm assuming haven't seen it. Jessica Alba was in Fantastic Four, sick-ass movie. And Sin City, an all-time classic.
Yeah, she was amazing.
The year, listen, that's a great year for both women, frankly. It was a great year to be young and watching movies because you had.
It was a great year for Maxim.
Was that?
Great year for Maxim magazine.
Yeah, you know what? Let's see who ranked higher on the Maxim Hot 100 in 2005. Actually.
It's going to be Jessica Alba. Natalie Portman and Jessica Alba? Come on, man. It's not fair.
I found it. You want to hear who the 2005 Hot 100 list is? Who do you think was number one?
In 2005, I must have guessed Jessica Alba.
No.
No? Is it
Eva Longoria?
Simpson? Eva Longoria. Okay. All right. I see the vision.
Number two was Evangeline Lilly. Do you know her?
Yeah.
Is that the chick she's the Wasp from the Marvel movies.
That's kind of crazy.
I didn't even realize she was popping in 2005.
Yeah.
I thought it took her a while to get... What? That's crazy.
Right.
Wait, what was Maxim seeing? I feel like she's like she's a beautiful woman. But she's a freak mentally and
anti-vaxxer,
Hot 100, like number two. I don't know about
Yeah,
that one,
I don't know
Maxim.
about that either. But
Oh,
you know
she was
what?
in
They're the
Lost,
experts.
I think.
I've never seen it.
You hear me?
Yeah, I hear it. I never seen it. I never seen Lost.
Yeah, me neither. Because I didn't see it, I guess like it's like, oh, maybe if you were watching Lost, that would be a thing, you know?
Yeah, you had to be there type deal.
Number 3 is Jennifer Garner, which I think is a little absurd. Like with Peace and Love, I don't like that's crazy. Like listen, I'm not saying anything about her and her sort of weirdly shaped head, sort of like dull facial features. I'm just saying she's a beautiful woman. Number 3? That's crazy to me.
I mean,
This
she
is
was having a
it's just
moment back then. She was huge. She was.
let me tell you who's number 4. Lindsay Lohan. In 2005, that's a little disgusting, right? Like how old is she in 2005?
I don't know.
Dude, this
Gotta
is
be
what
in
was wrong with
20 or
America.
something.
This is what we did to women. We
Oh yeah,
trivialized them like
we're
this. I
doing it
condemn
right
the
now.
conversation we're having right now. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're disgusting. We're pigs.
It's this this is what was
We're
wrong with
repulsive.
men. This is what was wrong with toxic masculinity. This is why I was homophobic, frankly, if I'm being honest with you. She turned 19 on July 2nd. She was
Ay, ay,
18.
ay. Ay, ay, ay.
She was like a fresh 18, and they were like, put her on list number 4. That's crazy.
Ay, ay, ay.
Now, granted, I will say this. At the time, I'm a year younger than her. I thought she was a babe. So I thought her inclusion on this list makes sense as a young man, right? As a young man who appreciates Lindsay Lohan in 2005, I get it. But as an old man now, looking back, I'm going, old men are the ones who made the list. It wasn't young men in high school. It was old men who were perverts.
Yeah, I was 29 in 2005. So
This is crazy. Dio said, I'd rank Jennifer Garner 13 going on 30. That's crazy. Number 5 after Lindsay Lohan was Jessica Alba.
That's too low. Come on. What are we doing here?
Yeah.
What are we doing here? Come on.
Number 6 is Rachel Bilson, who like it's kind of like a similar Lindsay Lohan thing. It's like, but I didn't even find her that hot. But I just thought like she's young though. She's too young for this list to be this high. You want a little bit of seasoning on them, you know? Number 7, Angelina Jolie, uncontroversial pick.
Yeah.
Number 8,
woman.
Brittany Murphy, uncontroversial pick.
Yeah.
You know? She had a beautiful manic energy that America fell in love with.
Yeah, I miss her every
Number
day.
9, Jessica Simpson. A little bit of a boring pick. Number 10, Sarah Foster. No idea who that is.
Yeah, I don't know who that is.
She cracked the top 10 in 2005. Sneaky babe 2005.
Okay.
I'm looking at what movie she was in. She was like a woman who was in movies where you're like, yeah, I guess she's pretty, but she like I'll probably never hear from her again, right? Like she was in a movie called The Big Bounce. She was in that. You ever seen that with
No.
Owen Wilson? It was that was based on like a book. I can't remember what it was though. I think it might have been the guy who did the Hot Rock.
Never heard of that either. Hot Rock?
No, you watched the Hot Rock with me.
We did? What was the Hot Rock?
It was the one where those guys are like stealing a diamond and he keeps getting lost.
Oh shit! That movie was great.
Oh no! Big Bounce is a Elmer Leonard novel.
Oh,
But
okay.
it was remade of a Ryan O'Neal movie from 1969. This movie was directed by George Armitage, who R.I.P. loved George Armitage.
Yeah, Hot Rock. That was the one that had that crazy
Armitage
helicopter.
died like this year.
Had that crazy
it was
helicopter.
a crazy helicopter. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I love that movie.
Oh, yeah, sweet movie. But it's irrelevant because I was wrong about that. But this is Elmore Leonard, not the guy who did that one. Cameron Diaz, number 11. Eva Mendes, number 12. 13, Ashanti. Wait, who were we looking for? Who did you say was?
I said Jessica Alba was gonna be number 1, but I guess she's number 5. So
yeah, she's number 5. But there was someone else that we were looking at.
I said Jessica Simpson. I figured she'd be up there.
Simpson was number 9. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, it was Dio. Dio had what's his name? Natalie Portman. I'm not even seeing Natalie Portman on this list. That's crazy. You You know what's wild? I'm looking at this list. Selma Hayek, number 34. There were not 33 more beautiful women than Selma Hayek in any
Still
year.
not. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm seeing ScarJo at 24. I'm seeing Sarah Michelle Gellar at 26.
But they're all beautiful women, you know. I don't feel right.
No,
like
they're all beautiful women, and they're not defined by their beauty. But we're looking at the maximum 100. You know.
Sure. I'm a bald, sick, disgusting freak. I shouldn't be judging any of these women.
Absolutely, I'm one of the most gross people everywhere. Natalie Portman's number 42, bro, and Dio had the audacity to compare her to a queen, Jessica Alba, who's number 5 on the list. Is a competitive year. 16 really is Christina Aguilera, a babe.
Oh, yeah. How old was she back then?
No, she was old. She was in her mid-20s at
that point.
Yeah. Uma Thurman, 21. That's a little crazy. But I would love to do the Maxim Hot 100 list for like today and like.
We gotta get.
But you have to do like woke things to be like how much they give to charity is a factor in like how much they inspire,
body
how much they
positivity,
inspire young women to go to school.
Yeah,
that would be sick.
To get people to list to vote.
The woke Maxim 100. You put Caitlin Clark on the list.
She's got a great jumper.
Absolutely. Well, the thing is, because we admire them for more than just their beauty. But I wouldn't even put Caitlin Clark on the list. I put Sabrina Ionescu because she's hotter.
No comment.
Kelsey Plum. Absolute babe. But this is for it's woke though because they still are inspirational. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, they're WNBA.
I'm just acknowledging that they're attractive. What?
Yeah. They're WNBA players, so it's gonna be woke no matter what. So
aesthetically pleasing, but also inspirational. That's all. So, anyways, Bill Belichick. The story comes out that his girlfriend is a freak, and she would be. You know what? She might be on the Hot 100 list for today, the woke Hot 100 list. I know she's a sociopath. I know she's like, she's a freak or whatever. But that the part in the Pablo Torre interview where they're talking about how like the like her mom lives in, where was it?
It was somewhere in Massachusetts. I forgot the town. It
was Providence, Rhode Island.
Providence, Rhode Island. Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah, Providence, Rhode Island, which is like the LGBTQ capital of the world. And so she's trying to become the queen of that area or whatever, like the beauty queen of that area, and she's losing to a trans woman. And like all the MAGA freaks that love Bill Belichick are like losing it about this. If it comes out that she doesn't beat this trans woman, beautiful trans woman, by the way, and and if she beats Jordan, we'll put her on the new woke Maxim Hot 100 list.
Yeah, she'd have to be number 1 if she beats Jordan. I mean, that's
because you think about it, Jordan has coaching of one of the greatest coaches of all time.
Yeah,
in Bill Belichick.
Yeah, if he can't get her over the hump, then I don't know what to.
He got Tom Brady like 5 rings.
Yeah, he won 11 games at Matt Castle.
Brady's not that guy,
Yeah.
Unathletic,
6 rings, actually.
Bad decision making, clearly.
Weird face.
Yeah, weird, definitely a weird face.
Yeah, that last part was the funniest part. Pablo predicting a right-wing grifter turn for her if she loses to this woman in this beauty contest. I found it a little crazy that she's still competing in.
Update on this. Oh, go ahead.
I found it a little crazy that she's still competing in this beauty contest. Yeah, can you hear me? Is there a delay?
Delay.
Yeah, I find it crazy she's still competing I find it crazy she's still competing in beauty contests at this point after she's like been in this public relationship with this really rich and famous guy, and she's still like, yeah, I still want to be Miss Maine. It's like, what the fuck? You've already conquered the world. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah. It might not have a happy ending going though. Bill Belichick, he had a New York book event, and Jordan Hudson was not even there. Post interview, post all of this shit coming out. This was his first public appearance, and he didn't bring her along. So could be trouble in paradise.
You know what? He cuts players in the Patriots. He would trade guys right at their peak, you know, because he'd see the other side of
Oh
the
my
wheel.
gosh, it's right. He's treating her like she's a running back.
Like she's fucking Lawyer Malloy or Randy Moss.
Page 6 claims that Belichick was joined by Brandon Faber, a former vice president of communications at the Chicago Bears, instead of Jordan. Cooler heads may be starting to prevail, Page 6 quoted a source saying, as her influence may be waning. Crazy. There was, in fact, no obvious sign that Hudson was in attendance at all. If she was, she kept a low profile and let Belichick take center stage and do the talking about a career in football like no other.
You know, I support her robbing this old man for everything he's got. You know, I don't like as long as like you know we both know why they're in this relationship. You know, they're both getting something out of it. They're consenting adults. It's creepy and weird, but also like, you know, I have always hated Bill Belichick my entire life. So the fact that he's getting fleeced by some young woman, does make me smile a little bit. To be honest, like,
you know, we were talking about how we're like disgusting trolls, like, you know, all this kind of stuff. It's true. You know, I'm not going to deny that. But one thing I will say about us is that we do have an eye for fashion. And so what I wanted to do with you was run through the Met Gala looks and give them grades, you know? Because I haven't looked at most of these. And I used to have some fun looking at the Met Gala looks. You know, at one year I did a Met Sona. Actually, ironically, my Met Sona had real Pope vibes. I thought I could be like a, you know, a Catholic sort of figure. Mm-hmm. So here's the first look we got. This is our girl Rihanna. How do you feel about this? What are you giving this? Oh wait, you know what? Before I start, the theme was tailored for you. And it was based on the 12 characteristics of Black dandyism. So that was the theme this year. You know, every year at the Met Gala, there's a theme. Everybody has to sort of like create looks based around this idea, and you know, people go a little crazy. They have a little bit of fun. Okay.
So they got white people
with the Met Gala at all?
I am. I'm not familiar with Black dandyism, and I'm wondering, are white people going to be doing this? Dressing up in Black dandyism? That feels a little problematic.
There is, but I think the reason, like, it's inspired by Black dandyism, but it's also like because they know it's mostly going to be a lot of Yakubs. They're like, let's do the theme is tailored for you, but it's inspired by Black dandyism. You see what I'm saying?
Okay, I see what you're saying. What are we? Why is this on a scale 7? Is on 1 to 7?
Well, we're giving grades. So A, B, C, D.
Okay.
F. So what do you give?
I'm gonna give that an A.
I'm gonna give it an A too. I feel like I can't really go against Rihanna.
Yeah.
And anything. I feel like she's one of those people where if she wears it, it must be cool. You know?
Yeah.
I like that she's pregnant. I think that's beautiful. I like that she just looks like she's having a good time. I mean, her face doesn't, but like her clothes do. So
I don't think do they smile at the Met Gala? I don't think people smile there.
Yeah, people smile for sure. They're just on the red carpet. So there's this guy. It's hard to say what he's got going on. He kind of looks like when Conan O'Brien would do that bit, like the year 2000 bit.
You know what I mean? Who is that? Yeah, I don't even know who that is.
This is Coleman Domingo.
Oh, okay, I've seen
what are you giving this?
I'm gonna give that a C. I'm gonna give that a C.
I'm giving it incomplete because I don't see what's going on under there. But I want to.
Yeah,
if I have to give it a grade, I'm going C.
Yeah, what's going on?
It just looks like he's wearing like curtains. He looks like it's like the show's about to start, but where's what's the action? You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally.
I feel like he's like a Star Trek villain. So if I give him a grade, I'm giving him a C, like you. Like I'm not offended by it, but I'm like, this is so weak.
Dio says it's a 2-parter because he has a look under that. Well, I want to see that look he's got under there.
Well,
Like what?
I'm not seeing it here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, this guy's cool. I don't know what this guy's name is. Lewis Hamilton. How are we feeling about
Is he a
this?
racer? A race car driver? Is that who that is?
Oh, I did not hear you say racer. I heard something else. I was like, what?
Yeah, he's a race car driver,
Yeah, I
right?
don't know what. He's a
He's
racer. Lewis
F1.
Hamilton.
I think he's F1, maybe. Am I
Okay, well,
wrong?
what do you give his fit?
I'm gonna give that a B plus. I like it. I like it.
Yeah, you know what? I like that rate. I like that grade. I feel like it's almost an A. I love the Kangol. I love that he kind of looks like an ice cream guy, like the good humor guy, but the good humor guy like new hip hop. You know,
Yeah.
that is black dandyism. He's a dandy.
He's sure
Okay,
looking
here's
dandy as hell.
Pharrell.
Oh well, you know.
Skateboard P. How
Pharrell,
do you feel about Skateboard P's look?
I'm gonna give Pharrell. He looks like a waiter. Like he's a maitre d or something. Like he's gonna like get me my shrimp cocktail. I don't know. I, I'm gonna give a C plus, and that's just out of respect for Pharrell. Oh, I think
Yeah,
Pharrell's cool.
I'm gonna go with you, but I'm gonna even just go a D. You know,
Oh wow.
and here's why. First of all, he made the Lego Movie, so I don't, I didn't see it, but I'm assuming it's cringe. But I feel like this could be the Met Gala, or this could be Pharrell anywhere else. Like I feel like this is not something he would just wear to this look. It's not adventurous enough for me. It
Yeah.
looks good, but he always looks good. But I'm
Yeah, he
not
probably goes
great.
to movies just like that, you know?
Exactly. I'm not grading him against the others. I'm grading him against himself. So on that, I'm giving him a C. Pharrell, I believe in you, but you can do better than this. This is not your best look.
No.
This is okay. Here goes ASAP Rocky.
Oh, okay.
How
Now,
you feel about this look?
yeah, that's classy. I like it. Uh, what is that? Is that a umbrella or a gun? What is that he's got there?
It looks like a gun
Yeah.
that's an umbrella. So for that accessory alone, because he looks like he could be a Batman villain, A. I have to
You know
give it an
what?
A.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it an A as well. I'm gonna go with you on that.
Yeah.
I like a traditional like black tie get up, you know. I dig that.
So if he said gunbrella, exactly.
Umbrella,
And, and
umbrella.
he's and he's dating Rihanna.
That's right. He's got another one in the oven. So I mean that's A, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. He shot his shot.
Sure did. Sure
Dio
did.
says LMAO is the gun a flex on the case that he beat. Yeah. Well, we don't talk about that. We're not dry snitching on nobody here.
Yeah.
But it's a swaggy suit. This is the kind of thing that ASAP Rocky pulls off, and if somebody else did it, I'd be like, I don't think so.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's Emma Chamberlain. Are you familiar with this Yakub?
No.
She
I don't know who
is
that
a
is.
former vlogger, and she makes coffee. And I heard she has a matcha that is just too, like I almost tried it, but I heard it's too creamy. It's for more like, it's not for like matcha lemonades. It's more for like matcha lattes, which I don't drink. Sidebar: I'm not a fan of her matcha.
It's too creamy. I can never could tell that her
Too
matcha
creamy.
is
I don't like a
creamy.
creamy matcha. I like a sort of bitter, crisp matcha.
I don't like that stuff that's going on the side there where it's like kind of looks like skin, but it's clearly fabric, I think.
Yeah.
I don't like that. I'm gonna give that a D.
No, it's not fabric. It's skin.
Well, that is skin.
This side part is all bare.
That's all bare. Okay. Well, in that
Yeah.
case, I'll give it a. I'm gonna give it a C plus then.
Okay. You know what? I'm gonna give it a B because she's had a hard time. She was cheated on by her boyfriend, one of the
Oh.
Dolan brothers. You know,
Dolan brothers. James
she
Dolan.
used to be friends with James Charles, and then she disassociated because of
Oh, that's
the
good.
allegation. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were
Okay.
part of the sister squad.
Yeah,
Don't ask me how I know that. You know what? The other thing too that endears me to her, she's a Bay Area kid.
Oh, okay. Let's see it now.
Yeah,
Let's see what.
can't go against her. So this is Lala Anthony, Carmelo's wife. How are we feeling?
That's like half pantsuit, half dress? Is that what that is?
Yeah.
I'm gonna give that a D.
Wow.
I don't like it.
Because Melo's got a weak jumper.
Yeah, he's a choke artist, and whoever designed that choke, I don't like it. I don't like
I don't like the idea that
half
Melo is
skirt.
like a ballot one Hall of Famer when he didn't do anything. He didn't win any championships.
Didn't win shit. College doesn't
Yeah.
count. I don't care about the Final Four. I don't
I
like
fuck
either.
with
I feel
Lala.
like
I fuck with Lala because I know that she's friends with our girl Gabby.
That's true.
So on that, I'm
Yes.
giving it a B.
All right. I don't like it when it's so cumbersome looking. Like I imagine if I was having to sit next to her and someone
You're
like
right.
had to like walk in front of me in the row to sit down the aisle, and it's like this
You're right
big
about
dress
that.
thing.
That would be annoying. That's Virgil Abloh, though, by the way.
Oh,
R.I.P.
RIP.
Okay, so here is somebody cool, Tiana Taylor. Oh, she was married to Shump, huh?
Yeah, dude, I just read on Ebro that Trump's trying to have her arrested.
What?
For,
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Why?
For some sort of violation, some sort of parole violation or something. I guess they have kids together and they're having a dispute, and he's trying to have her arrested. Of course, you know my Ebro consumption. I only read the headlines. I don't read the articles. So, yeah, it's
Wait,
crazy.
hold on. It's cutting out. Parole violation?
Yeah, some sort of
Hold on,
parole
my connection is
violation.
shit. Am I back? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, some sort of violation, some parole violation or something. He's trying to have her locked up.
Yes.
I think we're on a crazy delay.
Yeah, we are.
I
Say something?
don't know what it's about. Something Vogue.
It's a big delay. Should I leave and come back?
Do it.
Okay, I'm gonna try it. You know what? Hold on. Can you hear me now?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I hear you fine.
I think it's fine. I think it's fine. So
Okay.
parole
You got a lot of
violation. They're
windows
not
open or
together
something?
anymore?
I guess
No.
not.
Just this thing is taking up a lot of energy, I think.
Gotcha. I guess not. Yeah, I guess they're
Well,
not together anymore.
great to fit, regardless of him on.
You know what? That's got like it's got like a Baron Munchausen Three Musketeers thing going on. I'm gonna give that an A. I like that.
I'm giving it an A plus.
There you
She
go.
looks like a villainous cartoon weasel, and I love it.
That's what Shumpert's saying.
Well, that her fit was so good it broke my internet. Let me put it that way. So this
That's
is
great.
Ego Nwadim. How we feeling?
You know what? I like the simplicity of it. I'm gonna give it a solid B.
Okay, yeah, I'm with you. It's not blowing my mind. It's not crazy. It's nothing crazy. I just saw her on a show, and she was very funny, and because of that, I like her. But the fit is not great. Okay, well, we all know who this is, and we all know what this is.
Yeah, that's S
This
tier.
is an A plus.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is not a tier. This is very specific. This is not a tier ranking. This is a grading. You know what I mean?
A plus
There is
plus
no S
plus.
tier.
This is
A
great.
plus plus. She's beautiful. She's stunning. She's gorgeous. She is the epitome of excellence. She's Zendaya.
Yeah.
You know?
We stand.
She is Zendaya. You got to give it some extra. You know what I mean?
I love the bell bottoms.
It's a everything about it is fantastic. There's simply nobody better at doing this thing. This is my Dan Le Batard impression. There's nobody better at doing this thing that only she does, and she's the only one doing it. He says shit like that all the time.
Dio says without scrolling down, I
Dio
can
says
imagine
without
Tom Holland.
scrolling down. Go ahead.
He says I can imagine Tom
That's
Holland
so
with a leash
crazy.
like a poodle.
Damn. She's that much taller than him too, I believe. It could happen.
No.
How do we feel about this, Yakub?
See, this
She's
is
not.
where.
First of all, she's not giving black dandyism. She's not giving hair for
Yeah.
you. I'm giving it an F. This is my first F. It looked like she just forgot her pants, and then she like accidentally stuck something in the back of her shit.
Who is this?
She looks like shit, frankly.
Who is this?
This is
person?
Haley Bieber.
Oh, okay, F. Yeah, we're giving her an F. I don't like it.
Yeah. I don't like it. I don't like anything she represents. I'm not giving this because I'm a Selene-ator. It's doing it again, bro. It's doing it again. Yeah. You know what? I'm stopping the screen. We're refreshing.
Your audio is going crazy. We're
going to dwell on the fact that this is. I'm sorry. Okay, is it better now?
Yeah, it's much better. Got to get your new device or something.
So I'm going to go back. Yeah, I'm going to go back into it, and we're going to see how this goes. I don't know what's going on, man. It's not my computer. I think it might be my connection. So we got Haley Bieber. It's a F. Not a good look.
F.
How do we feel about this one?
Is that Kardashian?
Who this is. Kendall Jenner.
Kendall Jenner.
Yeah.
Difference. I do like the gray fit. I'm gonna give that a B+.
Okay. Yeah, I'll give it a B-. I feel like she's a beautiful girl. I feel like she could be doing more. The styling isn't my favorite. Put it that way.
Sure.
Is this our girl Doshi? No, this is Ayo Edebiri. Okay, well, shout out to Ayo Edebiri. She's looking stunning in this.
Yeah, that's an A.
What do you grade it?
I give it A+. I like the low cut.
Dio said it's definitely the site hogging all the bandwidth. He's right. Go ahead.
Yeah, I give it an A+. I like the low cut.
Yeah, I give it an A. I feel like. Yeah. As a rule of thumb, if I accidentally cut you off, just keep talking and I'll stop. Yeah, I like the look. I like everything about it. I'm a fan. How do you feel about this guy?
It's a lot of purple thing. Who is that?
He thinks he's Prince. He wants to be Prince.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that.
Raul Domingo?
Well,
I think he heard black dandyism and thought, I'll be Prince. And it's like, this is a costume.
I'm going to give it
I'm out on Raul.
Yeah, I'm going to give it a C.
I'm with you. Next time we should do this like the draft. Where we're in or out on guys and we treat it like the draft.
Gotcha, yeah.
Anna Wintour.
Who's this? I don't know who that is. Anna Wintour.
This is Anna Wintour. She used to run Vogue. She was the editor-in-chief.
Wow, well.
Iconic bob on Anna Wintour.
It is iconic. Are we judging the hair or the fit?
The look is boring. The look is boring.
Yeah, boring. And it's like, if you ran Vogue and this is the best you could do. I'm just kind of thinking C-, you know? Like, I'm not going to give it a D because I have respect for her, but like, yeah.
Yeah, I don't like that she's not wearing her jacket. I don't like that she's just doing that. I'm giving it also a C. Sorry, Anna. You're no longer hot. Who is this? B. Carazzini. I feel like it doesn't fit the theme.
Yeah, I don't. I mean,
like
I don't
she
know what
just
Black
wore a
Dandyism
dress.
is, but yeah, it doesn't feel like. Yeah, I don't know. That
Doesn't feel
feels like
tailored
a.
at all.
I'm gonna give it a D for dress because it's just a dress, like you said.
Yeah, D for dress. That's a great. Yeah. Now see, this is a dress that also looks like it's tailored. It looks like it's kind of doing a suit thing, a fucked up suit, but it's a suit. And I don't even know who Edie Kiernan Bunzel is.
Yeah, I don't know either.
She's not making our woke top 100, maximum 100.
I'm gonna give it a C. Just because I tried to do something different.
Yeah. I'll give it a B. It's doing something, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, look at this guy. This is La Roche. This guy is a stylist.
Oh, okay.
He styles like a bunch of people. I'm giving it. Go ahead.
I'd like the shoes. I'm gonna give it a B.
Okay.
A B.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'll give it a B. I like it. I like the crushed velvet. If I could drape myself in velvet, I would.
I'm not sure about the hair, but
Who's this? She looks like she's a Yankee. She kind of has Michelle Pfeiffer's haircut in Batman Returns.
Yeah, who is this?
She looks like she's unhinged. Tyla?
Huh.
I'll give it a B.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a B.
No, I'll give it a
plus.
C.
I'm gonna give her a B plus.
Oh, you like it?
Yeah, I think
I'm giving it a C because the more I look at it, the more it looks like bed sheets. It looks like she's wearing a comforter.
Some people just like to stay in bed all day, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
Dapper Dan. Okay.
Oh, look at this guy. That's A.
Dapper Dan was like a famous Harlem designer who was like the first guy to do like custom Gucci suits. Like he would just make it out of shit.
Yeah, I'm gonna give us A plus. I like that.
Oh, okay, you like this look.
Yeah.
I'm giving it a B. I feel like he's I feel like he didn't try that hard. Like you look at some of the A's that we've given here, people are going crazy. Okay, this chick is wearing something cool. She kind of has a great look to her.
Yeah, I'm feeling. You know what? I'm gonna give the previous guy just a regular A because this is getting an A plus. I can't have them on the same tier. The same.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I'm giving this an A as well. This is beautiful. I don't know who Anok Yai is.
Yeah.
Or what her deal is, but she's a vision. Okay, I believe this is the other Jenner. I believe this is Kylie Jenner.
Kylie.
Yeah. She's in Ferragamo.
I'm gonna give this B minus.
Here's the thing, she's hot.
Yeah, she's hot.
Here's the thing, she's hot. But is the dress good? I don't know. But it's sort of like it's almost like irrelevant because she's hot.
Yeah.
I'm giving it. You gave it a B?
Yeah, solid B.
This is.
Dio said he did more
wait, Dio makes a great point. This is Timothy Chalamet's Jenner. Okay. I'm giving her an A.
Yeah, she's getting an
A. She did more than Kendall on that. Yep, true. Yeah. A. I forgot that she's got the Chalamet rub. Okay, now this I believe is Kim. You know what? I can't give the last one an A if this is an A. She looks incredible. Here's what I like. When people dress like they are cartoon villainous weasels. Because this is like one, but if she was also hot. Like she looks like she would kill somebody. You know what I mean? I like that. This is an A for me. What about you?
You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna give her an A just because she's going through a lot with her ex and everything, and she still put together pretty good. So
I love this outfit.
Yeah, that's great.
I love everything about this. Wait, Sophie said Kylie should get a C, zero dandyism. No, but the look isn't about the dandyism. It's about tailored for you, and this looks like it's being tailored as she's wearing it. Sophie says Kim gets an A. Oh well, God bless. Yeah, I love the hat too. Yeah, Shay. You try. Yeah, see? Trying to dress better than me at the Vogue. I mean, at the Met Gala, huh?
Yeah, you dirty rat. Killed my brother.
Oh, wow. Is this Charlie XZX? Of course it is. Because she's trashy. How do we feel about
Huh.
Charlie XZX?
Uh, you know, I don't know much about her except that it was Brett Summer, and
Yeah.
also it was supposed to be Kamala Brett Summer, and it never happened. It didn't pan out all too good. And I think I'm still like holding ill will
Oh, no.
about that. So I'm gonna
Well,
give that.
Charlie.
And also, like,
You know what she did about Green Day, though, right? You know that she caught flack from the internet as well.
what? Oh, I didn't know about this.
At Coachella, Green Day was the headliner. And she was like opening for Green Day. And she was like caught partying with the sash that said Little Miss should have been headliner. Like she was mad that Green Day got the rub over her, and everyone was like, "Shut the fuck up! You're entitled. You're not as big as Green Day." And Green Day used their platform to say, free Palestine, and you didn't say shit. So fuck
Oh,
you, Charlie
yeah.
XCX.
D
And I don't
D.
like this fit that much. I feel like she didn't finish it. She just forgot to wear pants.
Yeah, it kind of feels like she's holding that sash just to cover up her buttocks. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm gonna
her
give it a D.
buttocks. I'm giving it a. I'm giving it a D as well. Sorry, Charlie.
Sorry.
Uh-oh, we know who that is.
Oh shit, it's our girl.
The Midwestern Princess.
This is crazy. I
How
love
do we
the
feel
fact that
about this?
I'm gonna. You know what? Everyone else is wearing black and gray and white, and she's just like, fuck it. I'm wearing like pink, purple, whatever. I'm
Yeah.
gonna give that. I'm gonna give that an A.
You know what? I'm giving it an A too because she's an inspiration to all of us. She would be on
Yeah.
our woke maximum 100 list.
Oh yeah, no doubt. No
Probably
doubt.
not number one or anything. She'd probably be in the
No.
top 30.
Yeah. Yeah, sure, on
She's
there.
a sneaky top 30 for our woke maximum 100.
Yeah, this is A. This is A for sure.
This is the A. Yeah.
Yeah, she
Well,
made
what I
sure that
like about it,
she's standing out.
yeah, what I like about it is these boots look like she'd be like this part that we have on the screen right now looks like it would be like she'd be a wrestler. I like that. I like
Yeah.
wrestlers.
Yeah, like Michael P.S. Hayes or something.
Yeah, or even just like
Seth Rollins.
Okada or something.
Okada,
And
yeah.
he had
There you
pants. Usher.
go.
Okay, listen, I
Sure.
love Usher. That's a D.
Did you see he got in trouble for doing something with Sabrina Carpenter? He was getting like trying to get sexy time with her. And he had apologized to her
Oh, I
about it.
saw Sabrina, but I didn't see him do anything.
Yeah. He was like feeding her food or something. And he's like an old man. So I'm gonna say Usher,
Yeah.
bro. Yeah, I'm gonna give you an F.
Oh
Yeah. Yeah,
my
you're Diddy's
gosh.
boy. You're out here
Oh my
feeding
god.
young women. Should be
Okay,
staying
but to be
away.
fair, he's Diddy's boy, but he was like he was groomed by Diddy. Like they sent him there as a kid, so it's like
I know. Hurt people though. So, I don't know what he's up to.
you get what I'm saying though. Like it's hard to
I get it.
be like, oh, you're fucked up. Like, yeah.
I feel like he's just got to know, oh,
So
there
here's
she is.
Sabrina Carpenter. Speaking of, my God,
Mhm.
I'm back.
You're back. You're back, baby. Man,
Theo said I should be putting cherries in everyone's mouth. It's his thing. That's crazy.
gotta stop doing that, man. He's got to stop. Can't be doing that. Can't be doing that at 50 years old or whatever he
Okay,
is.
Sabrina.
Uh,
How are we feeling
I'm
on
gonna,
Sabrina?
I'm gonna give that a. I don't like it's kind of like a Playboy Bunny thing, like from the old days.
I
Like
like it because it's
you
kind
have
of
to.
like Zatanna.
Well, that's true. That's true. You know what? I'm gonna give her a B because she was like harassed by Usher over the weekend, and I felt bad for her for that. So she's gone through enough. She doesn't need my ugly
She's a
ass
beautiful
critique.
girl. She makes catchy little songs. She's like 3 foot tall, which I think is hilarious. You know, I'm giving it an A. I like the color.
Okay.
I like that it's like Zatanna.
All right.
Yeah. Oh shit, our girl. Speak of the devil, eh?
Oh, okay.
How we feel about this?
I'm gonna give that.
Well, it appears she's wearing a dress made of rulers, which I love. Because imagine
Yeah.
how often I look for a ruler. Where I need a ruler, I need a ruler. I could just be like, "Oh, hello, Jenna. Let me grab one of these."
Yeah. I'm gonna give
You got a
that.
straight edge.
I'm gonna give that an A+.
Me too. Yeah, I love this. Shout out to our girl Jenna Ortega. Plus, you know what? When she was talking about the Scream movie, she was talking about. Well, first of all, she's pro Palestine, but also when she talked about the Scream movie, she said she wished she could have had Deftones on the soundtrack. A+, no matter what. She could have been wearing anything. You know, but the fact that she made a dress made out of rulers, I think that's special.
That is special. I like
Okay,
it.
who's this?
I don't know.
I don't know this person. I can't. I'm not even going to try to pronounce the name. Like it's Chimamanda. Oh, it's not that bad. Actually, yeah, Chimamanda. That's a cool name.
Yeah.
Mid dress though. C.
Yeah. See, I mean, it's fine.
Oh, this guy's cool.
You know? Who's that?
Laquan Smith.
I'm gonna give that an A. I like his coat, his jacket. It's pretty cool.
Me too. I like how furry it is.
It's like he killed a Muppet and is wearing it. You know.
Sophie said she looks like a 1960s space princess. A+. I'm assuming that's about Sabrina Carpenter.
Yeah.
Okay, who's this now?
Mm.
Nicki Minaj.
Oh, wow.
That's boring.
Yeah.
And it's a little shocking how it doesn't look anything like Nicki Minaj. What happened to her?
I don't. It doesn't. Yeah, I don't even know who that is. I'm looking at. That's crazy. Yeah, I'm gonna give that a. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna give this a D.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Sorry, Nicki Minaj. That's a L. Oh shit, it's Demi.
Oh shit.
How we feel?
You know what? She's class personified. She's old Hollywood now. You know.
She's old.
I'm gonna give this an A.
I'm giving it a C. This is the biggest disparity. This is the biggest like disparity in grades that we've had. But I do not like this. I don't know what's going on with this top part. Not a fan.
She's got like a halo thing.
You gave it an A.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, look at this. It looks like Jane from Tarzan.
Yeah, Mary Poppins or something.
Yeah, for sure.
That's dandy as hell. You know, I'm gonna give that an A because I feel like she understood the assignment.
I'm giving it a B because I feel like the assignment wasn't Mary Poppins. It wasn't Jane from Tarzan. So I'm giving it.
That's her vibe, you know.
She looks good. Now this is Black Dandyism, baby. Is this my girl Doshi? Of course it is. Of course, and we already know what that's going to be. That's an A.
Yeah, I love the.
That's
the
A, dude. That's a hard A.
Cigar,
she looks incredible. Love that she has a cigar.
Yeah.
Yes, I love the Louis Vuitton like little face adornment.
I love how the socks and
the shoes
the makeup,
the styling. It's like the makeup looks like the. Yep, and the lips. This is a perfect outfit. She crushed it. And a little bit of like she looks like a little rascal. And this is how a little rascal would have dressed if they got money. She looks like she'd be hanging out with Spanky and them boys. Is this Cardi B? Oh, okay. Barty. She's looking incredible, and I love that I can tell who she is. I love that she kind of has like a Riddler thing going. Like
that's an A.
Poison Ivy look going on.
Yeah, but I like the frills. It's kind of got like a pirate thing going on too at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's what I'm finding out. The aphids are ones that look like they could almost be Batman villains. That's what I'm finding out about this theme that works for me. If you look like a Batman villain, I'm giving you an A. She looks like Poison Ivy. That's an A.
I hope
says
Bad Baby
Cardi
shows
A.
up. I hope Bad Baby shows up in this. I wonder if she went to the Met Gala.
Look at this chick back here with like the. She's just like interesting.
Yeah.
This chick over here.
Yeah.
Bad Baby, I don't think was invited.
Dang, I missed out.
Who's this? Kiki Palmer. Oh, we love Kiki Palmer.
Oh, yeah, I love Kiki.
How do you feel?
You know, I'm gonna say B plus. I love Kiki, but I'm not, like I said before about the other thing, I'm not a fan of the cumbersome, big flowy things that are an inconvenience to everyone around you.
I'm kind of with you. I'm kind of on a C on this one. Yeah.
I want to go higher because it's her, but
Who's this? Paloma SMR C.
yeah, that's it's like a plain red dress. Like she just showed.
Oh,
She's just
interesting.
there.
Lauren Hill. Okay, now this is an A. Look at that. She looks incredible.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy.
She even has a guy here with an umbrella for her.
Yeah, you get an A just for being out there like this. Like, even though I hate that big fucking thing coming off of her sash or whatever you want to call that, get an A. You get an A for showing up on
again.
time.
Looks like a Batman villain.
She really does, yeah.
Okay, I don't know who these individuals are. Dynasty and Soul Ogan. They look like henchmen.
Yeah.
Like extravagant henchmen, but henchmen nonetheless.
I don't even see, I guess. I don't know.
I'll give it a B.
Okay.
Okay, who's this? Is this one of the Hadids? Yeah. It's glamorous, but it doesn't feel like a theme thing, so we're giving this a C.
Yeah, I like her hair though.
Yeah, her hair is fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay. The fuck is this? Tom Ford. Whatever, dude.
Bro, James Bond. I don't know. F. I don't know.
Let's run through some of these. Let's just, if we don't have anything to say, we'll just say like C. Feels like a knockoff of the Zendaya fit.
Yeah.
This individual, is this Manny Pacquiao?
No,
Raul Lavia. C.
Yeah, I don't like the polka dots.
I thought this was Lou Williams. I said, tell me that ain't who I think that is.
Lemon pepper?
6th man of the year. That's crazy. I mean, a B.
Yeah.
I like that he's doing something down here, but well, she's leaving a lot out there for us. Whoever this is, Holly Berry.
Yeah,
that does not look like Holly Berry, bro.
I'm gonna give that. Oh, look at her crotch. That's crazy. She's like basically showing her. I'm gonna give that.
She takes an awkward hip twist, and then we're seeing it.
Yeah, I'm gonna give that a B plus. You know, someone at her age to be that brave to wear that.
I'm giving it a B. There is a lot of B for bravery.
Sure.
Okay, now this is Heidi. You can tell that.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you're in, sometimes you're out. This is a D. It's very boring.
Yeah, very boring. I don't even know what that.
Angel Reese.
Oh wow.
Okay, Angel Reese.
I'm gonna give that A.
Yeah, me too. Sophie said F for Heidi. Dang.
Oh, wow.
Sometimes you're in, sometimes you're out. Oh wow. Oh wow! Look at how special this look is. Who's this? Aurora James. I don't know who that is, but it's a beautiful look.
Yeah, it gives me Suspiria vibes for some reason. I don't know why. I like it.
I can see it.
Look at that.
Yeah, I'll give it an A. This is the chick, the writer chick, Issa Rae. C.
Yeah. So yeah.
It's like it's tailored. It's ill-fitting tailored though. It's weird.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. This is cool as fuck.
That's dandy. That looks dandy.
That's Doja Cat.
Oh
Oh shit,
shit.
she's in
I like
racist.
Doja Cat.
She's in racist forums,
Oh, she is?
showing feet pics in racial chat rooms.
What?
That's it's a meme about her. It's a bit
Oh.
about her.
I'm gonna give this an A.
Yeah, I'm giving it an A. Shout out to Doja Cat. We love Doja Cat.
Yeah. I didn't know about this feet
I
stuff.
don't know her. This is more prom stuff.
Yeah.
Eva Chen. This is a prom look, Eva.
It's like,
This is a D.
date. Yeah, it's a D.
Monica Miller. She looks like she'd be on MSNBC. This doesn't look like a Met Gala look. This is a F.
Yeah. Not impressed.
Sophie also says F for Eva Chen. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go, Jaden.
Bruh, what are you wearing on your head?
Well, he's trying something special.
Yeah,
But I'm not.
I'm giving him an F. You're getting an F. Get that shit off your face, dude. What are you doing there?
Wow.
What is that? What is that
Yeah,
thing?
I'm giving him an F too.
What is that?
It's like some wire that he just fucked around with.
Yeah, what are you doing, dude? Like, what is the?
Who's this?
What are you conveying
Sophia
here?
Richie Grange. Well, I can't see it in the front, so D.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, Nicole Scherzinger. I like that you got the goods out.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it B plus.
What? Yeah, I'll give it a B.
Beautiful.
Lana Del Rey and Valentino. Sorry, Lana, not feeling this look. I'm giving it an F.
D. Oh wow. Okay.
You know what? I'll go D. As soon as I said F, I'm like, this is not F. This is a D.
Oh, Sophie says D minus.
Sophie said Lana Del Rey D minus. She was with me.
Crazy.
Me and Sophie are on the same wavelength right now. I was like, this could easily be a D minus. F. Who's this guy? Tyler Mitchell. This is a cool look.
Yeah.
Could be a Batman villain. I'll give it a B.
Yeah. 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 I'm gonna. You know what? I'm gonna give it an A.
Oh shit! Nice.
I like it. I like
bet he'd be stoked to hear that.
Yeah.
Alex Consani. If she looked like a figure skater or something.
Yeah, like an alien.
C B.
That's right where I was at. I was right around C.
B minus C plus. C plus.
That's fair.
Don't know who this is. Is she like one of the aunts on like Fresh Prince? Dio says Hellfire Gala ass look. That's crazy. I wonder if they're still doing that. I feel like I haven't seen like the same random people. Oh my god, Sydney Sweeney.
Oh, that's
S.
Yeah.
Wait, no, A.
A.
We're not doing fears. We're doing
Yeah. Because
here's why she's smart. She said, I'm letting people know what we're here for. I'm doing the power girl.
Yeah.
You know, and we love that. We love somebody who knows who they are. Oh shit, the rat guy from the
bear.
Yeah, the bear. Go bear.
You know what? I'm gonna give him. Yeah, I was about to say C.
Yeah, let's go see. Who's this? Jasmine Sullivan. It's a cool look.
Yeah.
It's always a bear guy F. Sydney B. Just hating.
Yeah, Dio says a lot of gilded 20s flapper substitutes for the dandy look. I was gonna say there's a lot of gilded age looking motherfuckers.
Is this Lakeith? Lakeith, this is a cool look for Lakeith. And I like that he's been able to get over like whatever shit was going on with him psychologically.
Yeah, I'm gonna give him a B. Solid B.
Yeah, I'm giving him a B. I don't know who this is. I don't know what that is. I'm giving it an F. Just like out of spite.
Sure. I'll go with that.
Is this the gay guy from the Eternals?
I don't know.
Brian Tyree Henry.
Oh, yeah, he was in he's been in a bunch of stuff. He was in the Godzilla movie.
I think he's Blimpo.
He was the podcaster in the Godzilla Kong movie.
Yeah. I like to think of him as the gay guy in the Eternals though.
I'm gonna give that. I like that. I'm gonna give that a B plus.
Yeah, I don't care like that he wore a normal suit. I'm giving it a C. What about you?
B plus.
Oh my gosh. You know what? I'm scrolling down and I'm starting to see like DeAndre Hopkins, and that I feel like is a good sign that we're done with this segment.
Yeah.
When I start seeing DeAndre Hopkins, it's like, okay, they've given us all they have. Now we're just starting to look at people where like, you were invited? Let's see who else was invited, and we're like, what? Why are they there? Ivy Getty, don't know. Taraji P. Henson, okay. Wait, this is somebody kind of famous. No, nope, it's not. Oh, Nick Jonas. He's the most famous person down this far. That's a shame for him. He looks like a flamenco dancer.
Yeah.
Wait, Dio said the Bad Bunny look was sick. Did I pass over Bad Bunny? I don't think I did. Is it just somebody who kind of had like a Bad Bunny look? Central C? We didn't look at. There's no Bad Bunny here, Dio. Oh, that he's saying that he hasn't been on yet. I see. Okay. Well, you know, I'll scroll down to see Bad Bunny. That's what we'll do. I'm seeing a lot of like worthless ass looks here. I can't believe they buried Bad Bunny too. They just got random ass dudes. Burna Boy.
I don't know who that is.
Oh, that's not who I think that is. That guy looks like Shannon Sharp, and it's not even him. That's bad. That's unfortunate. I was like, this looks like Shannon Sharp, like less buff. That he lose all of his powers. Lakeith again before Bad Bunny. Area Star. Oh shit, that's cool as fuck. Now, you know what? Random A in the middle of this thing. They look like they'd be in like a video game. They look like they'd be like in a what's that shit? JoJo's Bizarre Adventure or whatever the fuck. They look like they're on some other shit. What the fuck?
That's like Kenny Omega boob window.
That's crazy as hell, dude. What the fuck?
Okay, and he's got an eye patch. That's an A right there. That's an A.
Random SA. This is an A plus. Okay, Peacock vibes. Where's Bad Bunny, Dio? Sarah Snook.
Oh well.
She looks like a vampire. She looks like Nosferatu. She looks like Nosferatu. Whoa! Chill.
Oh.
You know that's Janelle Monáe. Do some stupid shit. Looks trying to dress like a body pillow. Will Welch. Stephon Diggs.
All right, now.
Bro, he is not in the lab. You know how pissed I would be if I saw Brock Purdy right here?
Why is Devon Diggs even there? I mean, what the fuck?
Whoa, Andre.
What is he wearing? What's he got on his back? A piano?
He's wearing a piano on his back. Andre, you don't even play the piano. You play a flute, dog.
No,
And
his
he
new
brought like a
album's got
garbage
piano
bag
in
with
it.
him. That's crazy.
He,
You know
he
what?
put out a new
Hey,
album with pianos in it. There was a thing on Ebro where they were doing unpopular opinions, and they were saying that Andre needs to pick up a mic again because this fucking flute piano music ain't cutting it.
that's crazy. Look
Yeah,
into this thing.
I
Wait, is
kind of
this
agree though, man.
Nyasha Leone? I have to
It's
give
just
Nyasha Leone an A on
I'm gonna give her
principle.
an F because she was coming out and supported AI the other day, so I'm gonna be like, yeah, F.
Oh no, F.
Yeah.
You stupid bitch, Natasha Leone. Wait, who's this? Quinta Brunson? We love Quinta. A.
Hey.
She Millie rocks on everything. Reggie Jean Page, don't know him. Oh, this guy looks like a baby, dude. Who let the baby in here?
I'm not baby.
I was literally like, who's this? Is he like a lineman for the Dallas Cowboys?
Who is it? I have no
It
idea what
was,
that
I
is.
don't know, Eric Mack.
I don't know. It's Questlove?
Questlove, stupid, dumb.
Yeah, I don't know what you're doing there.
Whoa, look at this one.
What is going on there?
Amelia Gray. That's
You
Manson
got an
vibes.
A just for fucking walking out of the house looking like that.
Rachel Brosnahan, don't know her. F.
Boring.
K, boring. Cool look. Adat Ketich. I'm not seeing any Bad Bunny. I think people are hating on your boy. Shout out to Rosalia. She looks beautiful right here. When did I wake up in beautiful world? This guy's cool looking. Oh, it's my girl. It's Rose. A. That's crazy. No, don't care. Wait, what the fuck? This girl has a wire hat. That's like you get none of the benefits of wearing a hat with that look. Imagine it starts raining, you look stupid.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the wire hat.
Hey, it's an Italian queen.
Oh shit. She's out of the hospital. Some look
I'm
a
giving
day
it an
over
A.
a million. Yeah, A. Hey.
I'm giving
Yeah.
it an A. Yeah. I like that she brought out the old lace glove, little Easter egg for the fans. Interesting. Who's this individual? Precious Lee. Jesus Christ.
Oh my god.
Good for her.
She's getting double D's.
Looks like her, like, it looks like she's got like big pants on. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it looks like that's a crazy ass look. That's hard.
Yeah, like she stole
Ass look.
She stole it from a guy with a giant head or something. That's crazy.
Like a damn DreamWorks character. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna. There's no Bad Bunny is so washed, bro. Caleb McLaughlin. Oh my god, dude. They're not putting any respect on that dude.
It's crazy how many people are at this thing.
Beneath Jacoby Venturini. Oh shit! I like this guy, Willie Calvera. I love a Mexican showing up like looking like a Mexican. Shout out to the Zoot Suit. A. That's hella hard. Oh shit! And you know what? Shout out to this guy doing his own thing.
Yeah, that's an A.
That's an A too. Shakira. Oh shit.
Oh shit. A+. She doesn't age. It's crazy.
Tessa Thompson. A. I love Tessa Thompson. I feel like there's hella famous people down here. How come they had all those non-famous people up there? Justice Smith, don't know him. Oh, these guys look cool as hell. Imagine these guys coming running up on you.
They're dressed too nice. I wouldn't be worried about
These motherfuckers look like they would have fucked you up for a Maltese Falcon.
them. They would have poisoned me and had the antidote that I have to get back.
That would have really Lizzo. Okay, Lizzo.
Wow.
Lizzo got that Ozempic and just said, I'm down. Like, start putting respect on my name, dog. Okay, these are boring people. Jalen Hurts. I'd be so mad if Brock Purdy was not in the lab right now and he was over here doing this shit, looking stupid.
To be fair, he
Look
does
at
have a
this
ring
fit,
now.
dude.
So.
F.
I mean, Jalen Hurts looks like he's 40. It's crazy.
Yeah, it is weird.
He
He got drafted like 4 years ago or something, huh?
Yeah, he played with Tua in college.
Dev Hines. Is this a wide receiver too?
I have no idea. There's some crazy random wide receivers on this though.
I love how there's like random ass wide receivers. Future. Oh, that's an A. Look at Future. He looks so fucking comfortable, dude.
It's like Inspector Gadget or something. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have to find Bad Bunny.
It's not
even in here, Dio. Dio, I got bad news. They didn't even add your boy to this list. Okay, hold on. Bad Bunny Met Gala. That's crazy that they left him off completely. That's crazy. I kind of see why they left him off. Oh, he was doing some Puerto Rican shit there.
Oh, okay. I like his hair. I like the little curl he's got.
I was reading. I just saw right here that it's a traditional Puerto Rican like hat. Yeah, it's you know what? The history of the pava, the traditional Puerto Rican hat that Bad Bunny wore to the Met. I'll say this: he didn't look as cool as that Mexican who wore the zoot suit.
I like his glasses. I like those like Matrix glasses.
Oh. You know what? That took up way longer than I thought. Dio said the hat is representing. Yeah, but the hat was mid though. He represented a mid culture. It's fucked up. You know what? We're saving my stories for next week because you came to me with a story that you wanted to read. The wrestling story.
Yeah. It is a wrestling story. I do feel like it transcends industries, but yeah. So you know who Jonathan Coachman is, right?
I'm aware that he used to work for ESPN. Before that, he worked for the WWE.
Yes, and before WWE, he was like a local reporter from the research that I could gather. His first foray into wrestling was when he was working as a correspondent for Larry King Live. He reported on the Owen Hart death, and he was the main. Yeah, he was the main reporter for Larry King Live dealing with Owen Hart. And then a year later, he was working for WWE doing like interviews and backstage segments, and then he eventually became like an on-air personality and whatnot.
Yeah, I remember that.
But so Jonathan, this is from Yahoo Sports. I found it on Yahoo because I know you're Yahoo coded these days.
I'm a Yahoo guy.
You're a Yahoo guy. Jonathan Coachman calls Bayley washed up and boring. Asks what she adds to WWE. Now, do you want to? Bayley is a WWE wrestler. I've seen some of her matches. Not too familiar with her, but I always found her to be like a decent in-ring worker.
No, she's good. I used to watch when she was coming up. She's a good wrestler. She was like a true like indie wrestler that came in when like the women wrestlers were starting to get taken more seriously. It was like they call it like the women's revolution. I think that's a little bit of like marketing though. I feel like the women at that point were starting to actually wrestle like more than just being like pretty women.
Yeah, like Pro Divas stuff, right?
Yeah, but I have a soft spot for Bayley because she's Mexican and because she's from Northern California. Like she's from San Jose. So she reps the Niners really hard and the Sharks. So I like Bayley.
Yeah, she's goated. Jonathan Coachman doesn't see what Bayley adds to the WWE roster. Coachman assessed Bayley's WWE status on a new episode of his Behind the Turnbuckle podcast. There, he asked what Bayley adds to the WWE roster and speculated that WWE wouldn't lose much if she wasn't on the roster anymore. Bayley is done. She's washed up and boring, Coachman said. She's nothing. She's nothing anymore. I don't agree with you, co-host Gabby Lespiza replied. Okay, what does she bring to the table? If you drop Bayley off the roster today, what will we lose? Coachman said. No. I didn't ask a lot of people. I asked about Bayley. Laspisa said she can't speak to create plans for Bayley because she's not on TV right now. However, when Bayley does get opportunities, it's only a small taste and there's a lack of follow-up or room to keep going. That's what happens. Then we don't see her for a while or she's sitting on the bench. I don't think she's someone that isn't universally loved by the WWE universe. I don't know what is holding her back, but I think a Bayley-Becky Lynch feud is not something to be slept on, considering some of the feuds that we've gotten that I could not get behind and don't make sense. Coachman said his issue with Bayley is that she is like other underwhelming WWE superstars he's seen in his tenure. He said Bayley is a great person, but questioned her overall drawing power at the box office. That I agree with, and I also agree with the Jeezer, I don't know who that is, who says she's been boring since day frickin' one. There are certain superstars, and when I was in the WWE for 13 years, there'd be certain people, and she'd be one of them. You're walking around backstage going, how in the world is she winning the Royal Rumble? Or how is he doing that? To me, I've never, and I think she's a very sweet person, but there's a lot of sweet people. I just don't think she's ever sold a ticket for any rivalry that she's done. Coachman also brought up Bayley's relationship with Mercedes Moné, claiming that despite what some claim, publicizing that friendship will come back and bite her. Another co-host, former WWE employee Tommy Carlucci, said he also loves Bayley and she's a great person. However, he noted it's just not happening for her in the ring anymore. Coachman closed the discussion by noting that he was surprised Bayley wasn't part of the recent WWE cuts, cautioning that he was just being honest. That's the end of it. Now, yeah. I have issues with a lot of this for a lot of reasons, and not that I'm a huge Bayley stan, because like I said, like I'm not too. I've seen some of her matches in WWE, never seen her indie stuff. I thought she was a good worker, interesting.
How fired up you were, by the way.
What's that?
That's why I was so surprised at how fired up you were.
Because Jonathan Coachman, before he got into WWE, he never worked for any wrestling industry, any company. He lands immediately in the biggest one around in the year 2000, right at the tail end of the Attitude Era, right? Mm-hmm. He has no idea about coming up through the indies, has no idea about what would draw money. He has no concept of like trying to actually generate interest where there is none because you're working in the indies or you're coming up from nowhere, right? He was basically born on third base and thinks he hit a triple as far as his wrestling career goes. And he's out here making declarations about someone who's like been a lifer, devoted their life to the shit, and now like because she has a couple injuries and she's banged up, now all of a sudden she's washed, and he's coming out here making declarations about her.
Well, it's a mean thing to do, especially because right now Bayley was like before WrestleMania, which is like their biggest show of the year. She had been like working this whole angle, and then at the last minute they cut her out of the pay-per-view. They just like wrote her character out, like she got attacked and they had to find a new partner for this girl. So then like she could feud with somebody else. And it was like, she knew that going into it, and that she was like crying about it. And like this interview, like crying isn't like strong. Yeah, you could tell it was like emotionally affecting her. Yeah. Because it's like, damn, like they don't care about me enough to like even like let me see this little story out.
Yeah, and think about the interview too. Is the interviewer was asking her about, because this interview was before she got dropped in WrestleMania. So the interviewer was like, "Oh yeah, why are you getting?" He had no idea. So he's like, "Why are you getting shortchanged in all these other opportunities or situations that arise beforehand?" And she's like, "Yeah, by the time this comes out, there'll be something else." And he's like, "What do you mean?" She's like, "I can't say." And then like the next week, it was like that's when it came out that she was going to be off WrestleMania. And as far as like drawing money goes, would Bayley sell a ticket? I don't know, but I would venture to guess how many people on WWE's roster actually sell tickets anymore. Roman, right?
Yeah.
Maybe Punk, right? Maybe Rhea.
They got some stars there, but I mean, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think she does. People like Bayley. I don't know what Coach is talking about.
Yeah. It seems just kind of like crazy to say, and it also seems crazy to say coming from someone who's like been at the WWE, which is like, it's kind of like when someone in comics like works on Batman and it sells well and they think it's because of them, and It's like,
Mhm.
well, certain people move the needle for sure, but certain people just are working on Batman and it sells 50 to 70,000 copies, and it's just another Batman book, But to go around thinking that you're the impetus for that is crazy. And it's also to think that, like, yeah, Bailey, you could say Bailey doesn't sell a ticket, but like WWE is going to sell. There's definitely like a floor for how many tickets they're going to sell just because they're WWE. So to kind of paint it in that way of like, oh yeah, she doesn't draw. It's like, well, what does draw for WWE? Like you have to bring Rock out every fucking 6 months to do a thing and tease it so everyone knows, so you can get people to watch it and go to the event. You know,
Yeah.
and I kind of feel like that way of like talking about talent and labor is just kind of irritates the shit out of me, especially coming from someone like Coachman.
Yeah.
It's like
It would be like if in comics somebody was like, like, oh, some artist who's been working forever at like Marvel or DC or whatever, like, oh, they like suck. Why are they even here? Like, why don't we just get rid of them? Like, it's just callous,
Yeah. All they do is deliver, and they're actually a good person, and people like them, and they always show up, and they're not a problem. Yeah, but because they're not like a superstar, let's just get rid of them, and they're worthless.
Yeah.
Calling them a jobber or whatever is like that's the equivalent of that. I just
Yeah.
it rubbed me the wrong way.
Yeah, they used to
And
call on that one podcast. They used to call them like ham and eggers, and it would annoy the shit out of me.
yeah,
It was
it's
like, dude,
so
they're like
disrespectful.
they're working artists. Like, why are you disparaging them for no reason? But
Yeah,
yeah, I mean, it's like a weird thing where, like, right now, I feel like culturally, if you're not like super super special, people like act like you ain't shit. You know what I mean? Like,
hmm
it's not enough to just be part of a thing. You have to be like extraordinary. Otherwise, what is the point? And I think that's dumb. I
it's
think
dumb.
that,
Yeah,
but I think it's just such an attention economy, where
yeah,
like I was talking to my cousin's wife and she was talking to me about how like she teaches like 6-year-olds, and she was saying how like so many kids like they go to school now and the thing they want the most is for like parents to pay attention to their kids because they're all on their phones and they're like, just like not the kids, like the parents are on their phones all the time when they're home, when they do have time to spend with them. And it's like we live in this weird, like, so the society has gotten to this weird point where like, unless you are like, people don't want to engage with people in real life as much as they used to.
hmm
And so everything to them is like, if it's not this like super attention grabby thing, like I just can't be bothered to give a shit, you know? And it's sad. That's why like what I love is when I go out to like the post office and I talk to, you know, some random dude who was like in the war and I just talked to him for like an hour before the post office or the DMV opens. And that
yeah,
was like, I love having conversations with just like strangers. I get to know a little bit about them and I, move on. But it's like so many people I just feel like they don't have an outlet to express themselves like that because everybody is just like so obsessed with clout and attention and
yeah, definitely. Especially in like entertainment and to
but that's the thing is everything's entertainment now,
yeah, it really
like
is.
people don't just live their lives without putting it on TikTok and trying to get like X amount of followers so they could profit off of it.
Yeah,
But that's the problem with capitalism is they've incentivized being able to like be special, and if you're not that, then we have no use for you.
yeah. You provide no value.
Right.
And then not even that, Bailey is special because she's a great wrestler. She made it to the top of her profession.
But comparative in her
Yeah,
field, like then you have a shithead like that who would just be like, she's not. She's useless. We hate her.
yeah, yeah. We hate her. She's useless.
Yeah.
All she does is like put in good matches and show up to work and like, but be a joy to be around. And but that's not
Well, you're
enough.
writing hard for her matches considering you've never seen them. But
I've seen a couple of her, but I know of her and I know that she's well loved because I watch a lot of wrestling content and I watch
sure.
like, people talk about her and how much they love her and I've seen her matches and it's also because I have a hatred for WWE, that's why I piqued my
Right.
interest, because it's also like to see how they book everybody and to see how they do their storylines, to say that one person can't draw or they're not charismatic. It's like, no, well, you basically craft their character and tell them what to say whenever they go on TV. So if they're failing, it's at least 50% WWE's fault.
True.
You know, it's not like she's in AEW or another company or the Indies where she worked her way up on her, you know, doing her own thing. You know,
Mm-hmm.
so yeah.
Well,
Yeah, maybe now
on
I'm a
that
big Bailey
note,
stan. If she jumps to AEW, I'm going to be the hugest Bailey stan there is.
that's beautiful.
Yeah.
But on that note, it's 8:30, so we should start wrapping up. Thank you everyone for joining us. If you're watching, make sure to hit like, subscribe, and we have a special newsletter coming out next week. We didn't even get to really talk about Free Comic Book Day. That was supposed to be a big part. We got so wrapped up with the Met Gala and Bill Belichick that we kind of just like forgot to talk about some of the other shit that we were supposed to talk about. But El Camino Art, we're gonna have a newsletter. We're gonna have something. We're gonna have a wrap up of Free Comic Book Day, and we may be having some stuff for sale art wise. And yeah, if you're watching this, thank you for watching very much. Tony, you have anything else?
Just keep an eye out for the Rick and Morty Youth and Rick Volt trade paperback. It comes out soon. The FOC is out, so you can go pre-order it and pick it up.
My Absolute Batman variant cover, I think, is coming out next week. So,
shit, yeah.
That's cool. And yeah, thank you everybody for watching. Really appreciate it. Hope you guys had a good week, and we'll catch you next week. Thank you very much for joining us. Goodbye.